All right, we're live, I do believe. Hello, everybody. Joe Lowe here from Analog Man Cave, and we are joined with Chubby Funster and Tim Shorts from Gothridge and Manor.
What's
Tim
up,
is here
Greg?
to interpret and translate between the language Greg speaks and the language I speak. That way we could understand each other better. It's sort of like,
Wow.
like the peace thing, like Trump's doing with Putin and all. There's somewhere in there translating this shit. So, yeah, that's what we're here, So
All right.
that's what it's all
We'll
about.
see if you miscalculated or not with that.
Yeah. I got no nukes though, so it's what are you gonna do. So welcome to the gang. I'm not sure. Let's see. We got a few people watching. Let me check. It looks like we're good on YouTube. Are we good on Rumble? Let's see here. You do this too, Tim. I know you have to go on Facebook now too.
Yeah, that's what I was
Good at
just
doing
going
that?
on there.
Yep. We're good on Rumble. That's going well. All right. And we're live on Twitch. That's going good. And let's see, X. I got to always refresh it. I'm getting more people on Twitter. More and more people. There we go. I think we are live. Yes, we are live on Twitter. You know what I did too? I went through that Twitter stream where people are talking about the crazy-eyed stripper,
Mhm.
and anybody who commented in a negative way against it, I added them as a friend. So I figured that's my peeps.
Oh, wow.
That's a strategy right there.
Yeah. That's funny.
Oh, God, I dropped that one today. Another a doozy tomorrow. Let's see here. All right, we're going. Oh God, mute that shit. Sometimes I can't even edit the audience. Tim, did you notice that? Can you always edit the audience in Facebook?
Can't do it again right now.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
When you say edit the audience, do you mean like reach out and change people into
No,
new characters or what?
It has this little lock up there by your name right there.
Oh,
Greg.
okay.
And you can click on it sometimes, and you can either like share it with public or share it with friends. But when it's locked down like that, you can't do anything with it.
Yeah, the only person watching is me right now. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah.
Is,
it's live to yourself. So it's just basically Facebook masturbation.
Masturbation, exactly.
Yep.
I don't understand why the hell they do this. It's the most confusing thing ever. Even Grok and ChatGPT cannot figure it out. So yeah, it's a bullshit thing. So fuck you, Facebook. I don't know why I bother streaming to Facebook. I pretty much say it every time,
Yeah, you
but
do.
we are good. We are good on YouTube, and we're good everywhere except Facebook. So welcome everybody. And we're here because what am I, Greg? Lucky number what?
You're lucky number 21, the last
Blackjack.
ShadowCity discussion, and then I can sleep well. And I know I have done my duty.
Yes. Well, I'd rather be 21 than 22 because what is 22 in the tarot deck, Tim?
Isn't that
this.
Is that the? That's not the. No, 22 is that the
22.
tower? Is that the tower?
That's the Fool.
22 is
wow.
22 is the Fool, I believe.
Oh,
I think.
The zeros. The first card's the Fool.
What is? No, now I got to Google this shit. What is tarot card 22?
That's like asking me like
It's the Fool. It's the Fool.
22.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
All right.
I thought
You
so.
lose. You are wrong.
You're the tarot master, Tim. I can't believe that shit. You failed. I thought
I
that was a layup.
collect them. I don't master.
That was a layup to get it started here. You fumbled. You rolled the one already. God damn it.
Don't expect it to get better.
Oh shit. So Greg, we are at $9,566, man. So we're hoping to get to 10 grand, right? There it is. 95. We could have this one be another person in our little group here. We could just watch it live if we wanted to. I like that little group. It doesn't have to like make a whole screen. We can share it as a little fucking person there. So yeah, this is nice. So we could do it and we can watch this. Cool. So Greg, ShadowCity, Blood, and Neon, which is kind of cool. How did you get those graphics, man? What is that?
That is a photo from Getty that I acquired through
nefarious means
an account that is technically in my name.
Oh, okay.
So it's under my name, and I got it, and it does not look anywhere near as cool as what I have done. That image has a ton of color correction, and you see like how it's black around the logo and extending up into streets. Like I added like a shadowy effect there. It was actually an accident. I had an image that I had selected a large part of and deleted it. And then I didn't realize that it was in Photoshop that it was set to multiply, which burns it down. The layers below it is like a darkened shadow. And it was just I had selected and deleted, and then it came out like that, and I was like, I'm keeping that. Damn, that looks good.
I think that's what Bob Ross would call a happy little mistake.
Yeah, it was great. Lucky.
Nice. All right, so Blood and Neon, Shadowcity. I called it a Shadowdark and Vampire the Masquerade mashup, right? Is that close?
Kind of. Since we had brought Tim on for this distinction, I'm gonna open it up by saying how much it's better than your method. So, in Vampire the Masquerade, the person running the game most of the time, right? You know, like I'm not saying every single person who ever runs Vampire the Masquerade, but most of the time, the game is focused on relationships between characters and the politics of that, right? And it's not focused as much on the specific locations and the specific stuff in the world. So, like, for instance, you don't write down all your equipment. You just say, I'm middle class income. Anything that I could afford as a middle class person, I could get or whatever, right? Or I'm upper. You can kind of, it's a point buy system, so you can assign yourself more points to be richer. And so it's not as concerned with the details of the reality as much as it is the relationships between the characters and the NPCs and how that plays into the politics of the world.
It was like high school cafeteria shit with fangs. That's how I remember it.
In a way, like it is very, for lack of a better word, like feminine focused rather than masculine focused. Because like you think about those experiments where they have like baby monkeys and the boy monkeys play with the car and the girl monkeys play with the doll, right? Like it's focused on the relationships and the people rather than the stuff. Okay. And so by being stuck in that frame, you don't concern yourself with kind of creating things on the fly as much as you do in D&D when the players are like, well, I'm going to go down this hallway and you've got to like make up something that like things are so abstracted that it's rare that the player is asking you what's in this specific location. And things are more like, can I stop by on the way over and pick up a crowbar? And then the GM's like, sure. You know, like, so it's like that. You're not like looking for a specific crowbar on the ground. So because of all that, what I just said, you kind of have a GM style, like what you do, where you're building out a whole lot of stuff ahead of time before the players get there. Right. So you're saying like there's this NPC and they hate this other NPC, and you create a backstory for that, right? Just like the way you describe. I mean, tell me if I
that's accurate. I mean, I wrote up 100 pages of all of the town of Parnast. And then I set up, between the town of Parnas and all the NPCs there, all the traveling merchants, and then all the like 20 different NPCs who were just named but no description, another 20 who had descriptions and names, and then each, like, there's an elf place, a dwarf place, a hill dwarf place, a mountain dwarf place, a halfling place, a gnome place, and I had like 20 people in each of those described pretty well, and all their interactions. Plus, I had the whole economic system designed in advance, so I knew how the whole fucking region worked. That's what
I'm saying. So and that keys in with that Vampire the Masquerade has a ton of lore, like things that have already been established as true that have to. So if there's two clans that hate each other, you need to make sure that that's true in your situation as well. And there's all kinds of things that the lore define, like this clan does these particular things, so if you don't have them doing that thing, then it becomes a problem. It's kind of like, if you ran Star Wars and you said, oh, the Jedi are evil in mine and the Sith are good, like you can't, you're stuck within the frame of the fiction. Okay. So the problem that I have with it, and that's perfectly fine way of running the game. And I've said many times, like I like Vampire the Masquerade. It's the second most successful game in role-playing game. Like,
but you know why?
It's
you know
awesome.
why? Because a bunch of fucking guys wanted to get laid.
That may be true, Joe. I don't judge.
That's all it was. All of a sudden,
they want to get laid by goth chicks. That's
dude,
totally
I'll never throw a goth chick out of the fucking bed if we can crackers. Let me tell you. But back in the day, I did the whole goth. I didn't dress up like all gothy, but I went to the clubs because you want to get laid with a goth chick. That's all you want to do, right? So yeah. But I get it.
The problem that I kind of have is that I don't want to play the game that way. I want to play it more like the way I play D&D, which is that it's not focused on those relations. It's focused on locations and territory and stuff. Okay. And I want to be the vampire who busts into the office building where the other vampire is and clears out all the rooms and then shoots that guy in the head and takes his briefcase and leaves, right? Like, that's the kind of guy I want to be.
Action-based vampire.
Action adventure, yeah.
Rather than a bunch of goth kids talking in a room or something.
So I feel like the vampire genre is kind of like held hostage in a way of, when people think about it, they associate it with this system, and then they want to play it in that way. Right?
Same thing with Anne Rice. I mean, she looped into definitely.
Exactly. So ShadowCity is a way of not playing vampire that way. It's a way of playing it so that it feels like D&D. It feels like you're an adventuring party that's kicking ass and taking stuff.
Okay.
And if there are relationships, it's just like if we're playing D&D and you're like, well, this dwarven king, his nephew is over here. Well, I'm not going to mess with that nephew because that will piss off the king. But I'm not going into great detail to learn all of the little nuances in their relationship and how one time the nephew didn't show up for a coronation ceremony, and so there's bad blood, and that that'll open up a possibility for us to appeal to this third person to step it. Like I don't want to play like that. I want to just be like, okay, I'm not going to mess with the guy's nephew. Let's go do some crazy shit. Right.
So it's a dungeon crawl, essentially. It's a dungeon crawl approach to Vampire the Masquerade, rather than a Rob Connolly, Alexander McCree, Arbiter of Worlds. My approach, we all have this similar approach to doing this.
Yeah, and so it's the randomization systems in there that creates whatever you need procedurally to. That's why we invited Tim on because he was using that word you said, and rather than it being created by you. So one of the things we're going to do tonight is procedurally generate the city right in front of you.
Yeah. And
you can see how it is. So if we do it that way, you don't need to come up with all of the people that are in Parnas. We're just going to roll up this city, and then we'll roll with it however it goes. If it comes out that it's a industrial shipping city with a big port, then that's what it is. If it's a residential city with a creative museum district, then that's what it is.
Did you see Joe's face fall a little bit? He's just cringing at the thought.
I mean, sorry, I can't control it. I can't. It's odd. It's odd to me. It's very fucking odd to me because, like, remember, Tim, you were in the game when Greg ran his system, right? Ambition and Avarice, where we were,
of course,
right, and doing all that stuff. I think you were in that, right? Yeah. So
I mean, who could forget the giant eagle attack?
That's right. Of course, he was in it. It was the giant eagle fucking.
It was the giant eagle
shit thing.
That's right.
Yeah. So anyway, this giant eagle taunted Tim all across like 5 continents, essentially. Everywhere he went, this fucking eagle.
That's right.
but like I remember, Greg, there was like you're in a city and you had a whole literally a continent, right? A whole world. It was spanned thousands of miles, right? And you had the thing that it was the most jarring thing to me. I couldn't understand how I rolled, but because it was fun in the implementation, but it's still jarring to think of where what you were doing was you're in the city in whatever French sounding fucking because everything was French, right? So it's a French city.
One city was French that you went to.
So we're in France land or Spanish, where the fuck it was, right? We're sitting there and rumors come through. Right.
Yeah.
And so a rumor comes in about this fucking pyramid on like the other side of the world basically about some stuff in it, right? And so, yeah, all right, we'll go there. I'm expecting this entire trip from thousands of miles from that town to that pyramid to comprise at least 75 game sessions to get there, of meeting every single person and shopping, of course, in every single town all along the way.
Well, you took a boat. I mean, if you'd walked, it would have been a long time.
But yeah, we circumvented everything quite a bit of stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, even the boat trip, there was like, roll for encounter, nothing. You're there. I'm like, what? 9 years passed.
If every time you took a boat trip, you ran into a Leviathan or some shit, like,
yeah,
who would bother making boats?
Right.
I mean, they have to work to some degree, Joe.
It's definitely safer, but I mean, the speed with which we got there was staggering to me. There was no like, okay, you stopped for supplies at Burlestown, and I would expect that would be 4 sessions of supply run and adventures and cavorting and a side quest, and that's sort of the way I would have to make up all of Burlestown before we got there to get water and food.
Well,
you know what I mean?
On that map were made up. You picked to go to the pyramid.
But at some point the boat stopped for supplies, no? You know what I mean?
It was only like 30 miles.
No, Greg, that was the other side of the world, if I remember right, dude.
No, there's
we started when we first got the room.
You went like 8 or 10 hexes away. I mean, like, it wasn't that far.
I seem to remember it being bigger. But my point is, I just assumed there'd be a shit ton more. And so that was jarring to me. That was very, very strange to me. And so this approach to generating a town on the fly without having that. See, the reason I have that in my worlds is because I figure, let's say a situation comes up and you DM, you're improvising, right? Something happens, you improvise, you maybe come up with a binary yes, no, maybe a 3 things that could happen. If I have 98 things in my head, all of a sudden my options, the field of availables expands, right? That's sort of where I'm at. And that's the fun, that's the jazz to me, right? That's the cool part. Now, it's not everybody's cup of tea. I know I'm kind of a mutant like that, right? More people like your style than my style, but what are the benefits of your style over my style? That's what I'm sort of
don't have to prep. That's one of the big advantages.
Right.
Okay. I mean, when we played Terra Invictus, it's a module basically. All the stuff was prepped. Mm-hmm. I wrote that there was a giant eagle there. I didn't create it randomly, but there was an encounter table that kept coming up, giant eagle.
Bullshit.
And so it kept pursuing him. But that was just the dice. That wasn't me.
You were using Tim's own dice against him, weren't you? These specialty little GM dice.
Right, there you go.
Boom, boom, nailing them with them.
But the advantage is, like, when I was running playtests for ShadowCity, except for the first couple of sessions when I was still getting used to a lot of the things, and that some things were undeveloped. Mm-hmm. But once it was really locked in, I didn't need the prep.
I can hear you. I must piss. So again, a lot of water at the gym tonight. So continue. I can still hear you though.
Whatever.
We need a piss counter. Joe piss counter.
That's one
up there.
Wait, the piss counter? I have a thing you can put at the bottom. I have a caption for when I piss. There you go.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So Tim, this game, it uses a ton of random charts,
which I think people are going to love.
Encounter charts. It uses random charts for making the city's districts, which we're going to use. Random charts for building out a building, which we could also do. All I have to do is just flip over this piece of graph paper.
Right.
And you can just build. You can create it as you need. So if you're in a particular area and they're like, we need to find a hospital, we need to find a hardware store, whatever it is, you can roll up like a map of that store. If somebody's occupied, if there's things that are there, you can create a node map for it so that you don't have to map every floor of the building. It's mapped like it's a node map, so it's simple and easy for the players to navigate.
What is a node map? What does that mean?
Circles that connect. It's like a flow chart.
Yeah, I was going to say more kind of like a point crawl, Joe. You just like point.
Yeah, point crawl is another node mapping system.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I realized something. I was thinking about this before. They're at the gym trying to get, just my approach, my understanding. I'm like a mechanic. I'm not an architect or an engineer. I'm the guy who puts the thing on the car, but I don't know how the fuck the thing works. I could add the funky muffler and the fins or whatever the hell and make it souped up. Like that's what I do to RPGs. I'm not a game designer. I don't know the terminology. You know what I'm saying? So for other people out there who are like a retard like me, like nodes, you got to explain that stuff. I'm not.
I have been. I thought I was talking to a professional.
Oh no, a pro. Sure, I'm
not. But So yeah, so the way that the node map works is there's basically a backbone of dark nodes. You could use an extra thick circle if you're drawing it, or you use black with white number on it if it's on a screen. And each of those has you roll for them to see how open or closed they are. So if you get an open node, it's like a lobby or a courtyard or some kind of place that you can't really move through without being seen. So that's that's a big deal. Okay. If you're walking around with a dead body on your shoulder, you can't go through that place without people seeing you. Then there's kind of a closed node where you need a key card, you need ID, you need the key to actually unlock a door or whatever. Something needs to be opened there. So most people can't get through. It creates a closed access. And then the final type is that it's basically crowded. So you think of an office building with lots of space. So you can move through that floor, but it's like zigzagging hallways and stuff. And it could be difficult for someone to see you, but it also could take you more time. You could get confused. Okay. Whatever. So once you have this kind of backbone, and you can connect the first and the last one to create a circle if you need to. Yeah. You draw branches off of all of these nodes. So you might have like a hallway that goes down, and it's got 3 rooms off of this trunk here. So there's like a trunk and branches, right? And so the branch has 3 spots on it. And then you roll like dungeon rooms for those spots. And then if you do that with a few dice in a few minutes, you can build out a whole building. Look at what does it look like at the biker bar where this guy that we're looking for is hanging out. And you just draw up the circles and make a few rolls and you're good.
Well, it makes sense though. You know what I mean? Is there a bathroom? Like the equivalent, you know what I'm saying? Is does it have the bar, the storage room? Like, what if you roll a fucking generator room in the biker bar? You know?
It's just like first off, the tables are designed to be very flexible in that sense. Okay. But it's kind of like if you roll a green dragon that's right near the town on a random encounter check, you as the GM have to figure out why is this green dragon here, and come up with whatever it is. That's the only step. Yeah, is you have to interpret it, and so
I love watching Joe's face when you talk about anything random. It just melts.
No, I don't do that. I would say there's no green dragon, and I don't roll a goddamn encounter of a green dragon being next to the town. Because how would the entire economic system of the region I just designed and spent 80,000 hours doing work if there was a green dragon next to the town randomly? It doesn't work.
Joe, okay. Here's the secret of that, Joe. I mean, I think one of the things, and I'm sorry if I'm over talking with you, Greg.
Oh, go. That's why I think you're on, dude.
Yeah, you can interpret this stuff in language that makes sense.
I mean, it's almost like I'm going to use the analogy of writing fiction. Sometimes you don't know where you're going to go, and that's where the fun of it is. Okay. So if it's got to be fun for the GM who's creating and stuff, and maybe you do roll that green dragon, and maybe it makes absolutely no fucking sense why it would be there, but you got to find a way. You got to figure out. So not only are the players like, why is it there? GM's kind of surprised by it too.
Yeah,
I personally like kind of randomly generated because it surprises me as I'm playing, and then I've got to kind of work with it with the players, and I think some of the best role playing sessions come up when those kind of situations arrive when this randomness comes up. I mean, you still need the stability that you're always talking about, Joe.
Mhm.
You know, you need that foundation, but you got to have that sense of wonder too. You can't, I mean, I love having not knowing what's there and having random tables like Greg's has to create. There's reasons why people get what is that called? Stars without numbers, cities without numbers. Da, da, da. Do you think they buy it for the system? No.
I don't know. I never read it. They're up there.
No, people buy it for the random tables in there. People love the random tables that Kevin comes up with.
Okay.
You know, that's why they buy them. I mean, I have you ever known anybody who played the actual system?
No.
How many people do you know that has the books though?
A lot of people. I
tons of people, but nobody. Well, I shouldn't say nobody. I don't personally know anybody who's played the system, but
I don't know. Yeah,
people love the random tables,
but it's not a prominent system,
right? They go there for the. So I mean, that's why a lot of folks go for Joe's like that randomness to be able to do it on the fly, because there's a lot of people who just like they're just looking for a beer and pretzels game.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Let's do a let's grab ShadowCity and do a vampire raid on a biker bar with a generator in it. Why is the generator there? Well, shit. Well, maybe they're creating something in the back that's part of their.
The generator is there to power some really high-powered computer thing or something that he's not supposed to have. Yeah.
And that's the cool thing about it's like you would have never thought of that.
No.
But because you rolled them up on there and you had to figure out something quick and you just. You put them together.
Also remember, Joe, that like you are not the average GM. You know, like I mean, they talk about there's a 5e GM shortage. I've heard people say that a lot. Like
that whole video on that. I got like 20,000 views on a video.
There's a lot of difficulty with people. People getting a GM that they like, and people are afraid to be a GM.
Yeah.
So if you could say to them, you don't have to come up with the deep history of Parnast. You can just come up, just roll a few dice, and it's good. We have a whole city for you.
You know, it's interesting you say that, because I know that movies now. This is a weird tangent, but trust me, it's going to go somewhere. Movies now.
We'll see.
I've only been drinking a little bit, so it should go somewhere quick before this hits. And I have a couple puffs before, but people are writing movies like the latest Fantastic Four and this and that, and it's all quick action all the fucking time, and they don't take time to breathe and let the story, let the characters, let the drama go. You know, it's the Marvel superheroes thing, and I heard somebody talking about it, and it finally clicked as to why. It's because whenever anybody younger than us apparently is watching a movie, they're double screening, because they're looking at this and they're looking at the movie. And in order to stop them from looking at this, you need to distract them by the big boom, bangs, flash, splash.
Well, okay, I got to call bullshit. I'm going to pull Rob on you. You're talking about the 80s kids where it was like Rambo 14, Terminator 13. There was no Flap Bam Boom action movies in the 80s. There was none of that.
But watch a 22-year-old sit them down and watch a rom-com. It doesn't happen. They can't sit there. Anybody, they lack the attention span, because they're spending all day long on fucking reels and TikTok and shit. They lack an attention span to sit there, the focus. If I'm watching a movie, my nephews and nieces, I demand they put their fucking phones away and stack them. Right. And I can almost see them go through like crack withdrawals, as they're sitting there trying to watch a fucking movie without having a phone in their hand. Greg, you got kids, I mean, it's like, this is a thing. So I guess it does make sense to have your method. Would appeal to people who are younger. You know what I mean? It's the Kelsey Dion crowd of younger folks. It's a simpler system without all the fucking meat to it, like the ones we grew up on. So that does make a lot of sense. And see, I told you I was going somewhere with that bullshit. A little bit.
Tim, I get what you're saying, but there's also a tendency, and I mean, maybe you did this to some degree. I have no idea. I have no way to know. But if the GM has a certain number of things that they have prepped in the way that you've prepped, and the players go in a totally different direction and don't care about that, then the GM is really hosed.
Then I gotta wing it. But at least I got a lot developed that I can wing it from.
That's
what I mean?
And who complains about how much time they're spending doing all this prep?
I complain, but I love it. You know, I'm like an Italian old woman, like the martyr thing.
This guy does.
Yeah. See, because you motherfuckers, I'll spend 10 hours prepping it. What are you going to do next session? You tell me. I'll prep for 10 hours for a 3-hour session, and you don't do it. Or you go somewhere else. Or you spend 5 minutes doing that thing, and then you're here. I'm like, you motherfuckers. You know?
Well, yeah, there's none of that. If you're randomly determining what it is, you don't care.
Yeah. That's true.
I didn't spend 10 hours coming up with this location and the backstory and all the stuff. I rolled it up in 5 minutes. And if you walk in the front door and you're like, this shit looks sketchy, and you leave, no problem. I don't care.
Yeah. That's what are you gonna do? You know, I don't bitch. I mean, I bitch, but I don't really mean it. You know, like I didn't care that you didn't go to rapping that. Like I didn't care that you didn't go.
Well, you didn't care that we didn't go to the pre-made module dungeon, but I bet if we didn't go to the one that you had spent a bunch of time developing, I
might bitch and moan, but I'll roll with it. You know, but I just more bitch and moan to bust your balls about it because you fuckers, you know, it's more like that. But I don't really mind because I do like, believe it or not, I do like the jazz. Joe. I do like the jazz of having the roll with the punches sometimes too. But I also love my epic creation. Yeah, you know. So
I still think like there's even as a veteran GM, there's a kind of a challenge or an appeal of interpreting why the fuck that green dragon is there.
Yeah.
Like maybe whatever explanation you come up with for that green dragon ends up being a huge part of the plot. Like they're there because to steal from your world a little bit. There's been some kind of magic failure that certain things aren't working. The dragon doesn't know what's going on. It's trying to figure out why certain magical powers don't work right anymore. And so it's flown far away from its normal home to try to figure this shit out.
Yeah. Kidnap the mage or something.
Yeah, whatever your explanation is, you can come, it'll build more of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the thing that, I rolled the giant eagle off of just a D6 table, so the odds. I knew that the eagle was a pretty high odds, but if I rolled it off of like a D100 table and it just I rolled 3 D100s and it came up giant eagle every time, then it
was a D1 table, motherfucker. We all know the D1 table.
But if I did that, I would say, okay, there's something going on with the giant eagles, there's a reason, there's some kind of a dragon has displaced them from their normal roost, or it's like something is going on,
right?
And that sends the world off in a different direction. If you keep traveling across a particular stretch of land and you keep running into dwarves, then there's a dwarf vault nearby. There's something's going on, so the dice kind of create the world with you as you go through that.
See, I don't mind the players breaking my world, but I don't want to do it to myself with a random die roll, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? You guys could fuck around and do shit. I'm like, oh Christ, that means this, and that means holy crap, wow, right?
But it shouldn't break your world, though.
The word break implies that there was a correct configuration.
There was put it this way, there was a pre-war, there was a situation of staticness that I figured would go like this, and all of a sudden went like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by break. All of a sudden, wow, a lot changed. Holy shit! Now I gotta think about a lot of stuff, and work it all in.
If you wanted to develop a particular way, Joe, there's this new medium called novels, where you can write, and it will always go the way you want it to go.
It's not that I want it to go a certain way. It's just I don't expect what you motherfuckers.
You just said this way, and then it goes that way.
I figure that's going to have probably this, probably that, and then Rob does something stupid. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is that's your fault for not expecting that.
Yeah, that's what are you talking about?
He goes like, this is a water dryad based on his goddamn assumptions of whatever the fuck.
And all the warnings and all the things. And
if the story depends on Rob not dying from kissing a naiad, then
it never depended on it.
The story be, Jesus.
It never depended on it. But I'm like, Jesus, Rob, you kissed the bitch. you're a married man. You're kissing a random fucking watery tart out here, to quote Monty Python.
Watery tart. It happens. But see, if nothing depended on Rob, and it was, the location was optional. The location was, by making it dependent in your story, then
wasn't dependent. It was just with an expectation that I thought all right, this is probably going to be a thing, because you try to figure out how's it probably going to go, right? How do you think it's going to go? Because then you sort of like can help plan for the unexpected. But when you do, instead of making a left or a right, you go up. You know what I mean? It's like, oh shit!
I just think you're making too many assumptions, dude. That's all.
Well, what would have really screwed Joe's campaign if my guy would have died?
Yeah.
Yes.
Tim's guy had a lot of back, because it was a one-on-one campaign for me and Tim for months and months, and
I just got downloaded with.
Yeah,
he basically for the first 2 sessions I took notes.
Yeah,
that's what I did.
Yeah, see, that's the kind of favoritism that leads to bad GM decisions.
I didn't expect the 2 groups to merge. I thought it might. My group, my buddies, my local group, and you guys. I'm thinking, I don't know if these streams are going to merge. It was going to be bad like a Ghostbusters kind of way, or it's going to gel. It turned out it wasn't bad like a Ghostbusters way, so they split. And you guys went with Tim, who already had massive backstory shit.
Did you see this awesome comment from Vincent? He upgraded from the.
Nice.
Is that when you get
75?
Nice. Is that when you get the 5?
Yeah, 5 of them.
Yeah, because you just have 2 pledge levels, basically, don't you?
I wanted to, when I run. It's my first Kickstarter. I wanted it to be a product I had total control over everything. It was very simple.
I completely appreciated because some of those pledge levels these days, I'm like, there's like 19 pledge levels. And I with those ones, I just go, I'm out.
There's like an analysis paralysis effect at some point. Yes. But thank you, Vincent, very much.
It's awesome.
Yeah, very cool, Vincent. Yeah.
In your video today, Greg, with Basic Expert, I like this guy. I watched a few videos and I got some good ideas from him. He's a smart guy. I like his approach. I like his vibe. He's pretty good. Good, thoughtful videos. But somebody in the chat said that there was a picture out there of you all dressed goth.
That was you, Joe.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The call is coming from inside the house.
I checked it out. I Googled that shit, Greg, and I found the fucking picture.
That is not me.
I found the picture of the chubby funster. Is that the chubby funster? Come on, we all see it. It's right there.
That is a picture from the movie Van Wilder.
I found the picture of the chubby funster, and there he is. It even looks like Greg. Look, let's see mouth.
That is a picture from the movie Van Wilder.
Greg.
And do not believe Joe the lawyer's malicious lies.
That's look. You even got you got nail. Let's see the nail polish, Greg. Come on, hold your hand up. Let's see. We know you got the nail polish. Look going. Yep.
You should have just held up one of those fingers. Do you see me on this one?
What movie is that from? Is that from a movie? I just googled
Van Wilder. It's a college comedy movie with Ryan Reynolds is the movie.
I just googled fat goth boy, and this is what came up. So
the AI is working to help you find it.
It is indeed. 9641 though. If we could get the 10 grand on it, that'd be fucking nice. I gotta say.
That would be awesome.
He needs 21 more people.
21 more.
Because that's at the $20 pledge. That's when he kicks it up. So
it's been a tough grind from a numbers perspective because the buy-in is just $20. So I look at the backer number.
Backers,
400 backers is really close to
good, man.
Gold on drive-through. I mean, that's good.
400 backers, I think, especially for a vampire game too. Because right now it seems like there's a lot of the vampire stuff isn't as strong as it had, back in the past. And everything, because I guess I don't know about Masquerade, but you're combining the vampires and Shadowdark. Is that the system it is then, Greg? It's going to be a Shadowdark, like the system you're using?
Technically, it's under the third-party license for Shadowdark. That's right for legal protections, but you don't need Shadowdark to play. So to speak.
Okay.
I don't want anybody to use the similarities between my work and Kelsey's, particularly in the adjudication mechanics and the way that she handles some things. which are very, very similar in ShadowCity and Shadowdark. To say that it's okay to make for anybody to make a game that is super, super close to Shadowdark and publish it as their own. I mean, for how many years have we seen people do all kinds of crazy shit on drive-through, almost cloning somebody's product? So it's under the legal thing, so that it's all part of the same protected copyrights, and there's no issues. And I have a nice statement at the front of the book about how in debt I am to Kelsey for having come up with a great system, fantastic system, and she's definitely deserves the credit for a lot of the ways that the subsystems work and things like that.
You've got to be her biggest
I was going to
contractor, whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
Third party, yeah.
I was going to say I think she really appreciates you being an ambassador for Shadowdark too, because with all your success on drive-through, I mean, you have absolutely been killing it the last what has it been, a year and a half now, Greg, or something?
2 years, 2 years since
2 years.
So
it's good that I'm glad you decided to go in the Kickstarter part of it, and I'm sure you're gonna have some really cool stuff on the hopper too.
The attribute system is different because I don't think that D&D's classic strength, dex, con, whatever is as good in the modern setting. Particularly, there's two reasons. One, charisma is way more important in a modern setting than it is in D&D, because there's so many more people, particularly in a game where you're trying to convince people that you're not monster, and you're going to be making checks to try to deceive people a lot. The other problem is that it's not that big of a deal when you're dealing with crossbows and short bows, I guess, but having dex run both aiming and defense becomes a problem when you start getting into real serious weaponry.
Guns, you can't dodge a bullet.
And so I have an awareness stat that makes you good at things we traditionally put on wisdom, usually, or perception and so on, but also running aiming, and then having a quickness stat which controls a lot of thief abilities, climbing, and also you get a defense bonus. But the armor level in ShadowCity is way lower than in Shadowdark because nobody's rocking plate armor. What's up, Erudite? So, you can wear +7. It's defense, not AC, but you can wear +7 AC riot gear. But when are you going to be able to walk down the street in riot gear and nobody's going to notice that? So most people are going to be at most getting a +3. So AC 13 is pretty easy to hit, and you need to plan for that. You can't just walk out into gunfire; you'll get chopped in half. That's the way it goes.
Did you break out charisma and looks, Greg, like the old comeliness AD&D?
No, I have a magnetism stat that I feel covers both. It's the just natural charm of you, the ability of people kind of get attracted to you either sexually or just, I got to talk to that person. I got to, that's the coolest dude in the club, whatever. So having a high magnetism lets you control a lot of people that are weak, if you're a vampire, right? So having a good magnetism stat is killer.
I look at his aura, like force of personality. Charisma to me is force of personality. It does not have much to do with looks in my book, at least in the D&D world.
My whole view on this was changed when I was in my early 30s. I worked at this office, and there was a short, butterface mid, not good.
Yeah.
She made every guy in that office that she talked to think that they were this close to getting some action, right? Like the way that she would make eye contact with them, the way that she would talk to them. They would have walked through fire for this chick. And I'm what? Like, but like there were much more attractive women that came in and out of it. It was an insurance office. There were tons of attractive women coming in and out. She was the belle of the ball, man. This chick. I can't believe it.
Too, Greg. It works for guys. I mean, there was this one guy, it was my brother's grade school's best friend's father. He was from Italy and he was half mobbed up.
Oh my God.
He was the guy.
Oh, Italy. My wife talks about some guy when she worked in New York named Vinny. Yeah. And he was like this ugly Sopranos looking Goomba. And he had tons of women all the time that like were around him.
That's what I'm saying. This guy exploited a loophole of the old hometown I'm from because they didn't outlaw strip clubs. He opens a strip club, right? He just he's 5'4", heels like this to make him 5'6". The fucking hairy chest with the medallion and the just fat and like drank too much and showed and smoked too much and showed. And yet he'd walk into a room and he knew when he was in the fucking room before you even saw him come in the room. He had a presence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that to me, that's charisma. He could tell a story and have you just enraptured in the story. And you could barely understand because he has this thick Italian fucking accent. He's half mobbed up. I mean, we're in his basement and with my brother's best friend. He goes, "Want to see my father's Uzi?" I'm like, "Yes." You know, Uzi here.
Yes, please.
And it was in a box in the fucking cellar, just sitting there in a fucking box. I mean, like,
wow.
You know, is that? But he has that kind of. That's why I look at charisma. But I think looks do matter too. You see, like a Sydney Sweeney, Mother God, right? I mean, there's looks. You know, I mean, so I think it has to be both. How did you handle the look part? If you got this aura presence thing going,
it's on the same. It's on the same. Well, I mean, you're a vampire. You're not like charming people to like make a romance. I mean, like you're gonna betray. Like the magnetism is what you're bringing them in with. And anyway, I mean, I get that you want to have a prostitute focused experience, but I don't think most people are.
A fun club.
Yeah, there is a willpower stat because there's a bunch of supernatural opponents. There's angels, demons, fairies, mages, werewolves, and all that stuff. So willpower helps you resist their supernatural abilities. So maybe you run it in reverse. It's not that you're modeling attractiveness as much as a lack of willpower in potential targets.
Okay.
Right. So you could have them make a willpower save, or you end up sleeping with Joe the lawyer. You know,
it's not too hard of a. I mean, look at this. Who the hell wouldn't want to, Greg? You know, I take the hair down. It's all over. Man.
I get it. I mean,
it's all over.
I get it.
It's taller laying down. It's funny, Greg. Tim. So, Greg, you had a special treat for us. Because I said to Greg before, I said, you know, 21 fucking thing, 20 before this. You know, is there anything you haven't done or wanted to do, and you want to let him know, Greg? What are you doing for tonight?
Let's
let me get rid of the
make a small Shadow City. So let me switch my camera around. I'll be right back.
Yep. All right. So Greg is going to aim his camera somewhere lower.
Hopefully,
don't get all excited.
The hex square. Yeah.
Don't get all excited. He's going to get rid of the share screen thing. There you go. All right. So we're going to actually do this. Tim, do you have the book? Did he send you a PDF at all?
I don't think so.
Me either. Cheap bastard. You're gonna make us buy the fucking thing.
I'll give you a book later.
I was gonna say Tim could roll and you could do it, Greg. That way.
That's why I asked him at the beginning when we got on, dude.
Yeah. Do you want to roll, Tim? You want a quick PDF?
Yeah, I got my dice right here.
Yeah. All right. So Greg, you want to? Yeah. So Tim will roll and Greg, you show from the options or something.
Well, the first rolls have to be on the paper so you can draw where the
you do.
Okay, that's the Zach Smith approach.
So what I'm going to do. And it's weird because orientation is.
Why don't you make his?
Yeah.
Big in Greg there.
There we go. That's great. Okay, so you just roll it on the table.
Okay.
That was a 1. Right here.
I can find it for you, easy, Drake. Yeah,
so I'll kind of move these a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me put this light back some. There we go.
There you go.
A little back more.
All right. So we've got the placement here, and there's kind of a gap between this. So let's just say that there's like a river that goes through the middle of the town. All right. And then we draw districts or neighborhoods around the dice.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to say this one is like this, and this one is like that. So this is a river going through the middle of the town.
Just because you just threw it in there, just
just because there was a gap in how it fell. Okay. So I'm going to switch over to my book. So the neighborhood type. So 1 is an ethnic enclave like Chinatown.
Are you lefty?
No. The camera is tricky.
There's a way to flip that, Greg, if you want. That way we could read the dice. Right now everything's backwards.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
There is if you look at your avatar or something like that, there's like a mirror screen or something.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you nailed it. Good.
Okay. All right.
We only did 100 of these.
Lefty would explain a lot. I was just thinking.
Yeah. Okay. So, man, I need to turn this slide on. It's too.
Yeah, it's a lot of glare.
Too bright. Okay.
Oh, there. Yeah, that's
better.
Yeah.
So, this is an ethnic enclave. So, we can also determine that randomly using a nationality chart. But if you guys have one that you want to do, like it could be anything from.
No, he's Italian. He's Italian.
Italians?
We're going for Joe here. We're going the other Joe, the guy who owned the strip club. Yeah. All right.
All right. So then
we have our inspiration.
The uptown part of the city is up here.
Yep.
Okay. The 4. Let me switch back over here. The 4 is a harbor, so it's a harbor along the river.
You're getting us where, Greg? From what?
I have a chart. I have a D20
okay,
chart.
Okay, cool.
So 17 is a tourist neighborhood.
Yeah.
So this is people visiting, and then a 10 is an industrial neighborhood.
Do you have the book, Greg? You can put it like in front of the camera for a second just to see what. Because I don't, you know what I mean? Rather than gives them an idea of what you're looking at. That might be helpful.
All right,
there's only so many things he can show us at a time, Joe.
Yeah, I know. Just to get a rough.
Okay, like here's the neighborhood chart.
Gotcha.
So I'm just going off of this table.
Gotcha. Okay.
So,
There's very much Shadowdark layout and everything too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we have these in place, now I can let Tim do the rolling, and you guys just tell me whatever.
What do you need me to roll, Greg?
You can either name each of these neighborhoods whatever we want. Actually, while I'm on that, I'm going to go to. I had set up a tweet to say we're generating the city right now. Come on in.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So do you have a good name for the Italian town, Joe?
I don't want to out the guy's family, but let's call it Little Napoli. How about that?
Okay.
His family was from Naples.
All right. And then the uptown. Let's do this one randomly. So, Tim, give me 2 D20s.
2 D20s. All right.
I can tell you right now, it's a 1 and a 1.
I did roll a 1. First one was a 1. And a 10. 1 and a 10.
All right. So there's another 1 in that 10.
Yeah. This is 0. Grove Commons.
Grove Commons.
All right. So if you'd rolled 2 1s, it would have been Grove Crossing. All right.
Okay.
All right. So for the Harbor District, do you have a name or do you want to roll?
What do you want to do, Greg or Joe?
You go. It's all you now. I just cared about it a little literally there.
Let's use just tables. I cannot. Now, do you have a table for names for each type of district, or just kind of a generic?
This is just a generic one. You know, Hamilton Market, Magnolia Terrace. You know, stuff like that.
Okay. I was gonna say we might end up with a lot of groves in here. So I got an 18 and a 12.
That is Madison Market.
Go.
Okay, and then 2 more for tourist district.
Tourist, a 4 and an 18.
That is Lenox Creek.
Okay.
All right, give me one more set of 2.
Yeah, Lennox Creek. That sounds like one of those like yuppie brands with a collar, kind of thing. Yeah.
Lennox Creek, yeah.
11-3.
Magnolia Point.
Well, I got a lot of different. Yeah, I don't think I duplicated any of the numbers that time.
And if it does duplicate, like I just flipped which one was first and second. So I haven't had any problem with just using this chart. Okay, so good. Tim, I need you to roll 5 D4s, one for each of these districts.
So for 5D4 for each one?
There's 5 districts, 1 D4 for each one.
Oh, each one. Okay, so for the first one, I got.
What are we looking for here, Greg? What is the?
What are we rolling?
This is how many points of interest are in the place. So in Little Napoli, there's 3 locations. Controlling those 3 locations is very important. If you control them, you kind of extract a blood rent from the whole neighborhood, because it's like a area that's controlled by the mafia.
All right, that fits.
All right. So how many points are in Grove Common?
2. It's almost like Vampire Risk.
Yeah. All right. How many points are in the Harbor District?
2. We got 4 in the Tourist District.
Wow. Okay. This is a good place here. Lots of money.
And 2 in the Industrial.
All right. So now for each of these points of interest, I have a D10 table for each type of neighborhood, and it will give you what those places are. So for the Little Napoli, we're going to roll 3 D10s.
Okay.
And you tell me what they are.
I got a 2, a 6, and a 9.
All right. So the 2 is an occult magic shop.
Greg, do you go to a manicurist? Just curious.
No, I'm just cleaning.
Right.
Okay, a 2.
I just washed my hands, Joe.
Oh, well,
a 2, a 9 was one of them, right?
2, 6, and 9.
Okay, so the 9 is an herbal medicine shop.
Nice. Old Italian grandmother.
Yeah.
Right.
These are places that are open late. All right, and 6 is a medical clinic.
Oh, so Greg, in other words, it's a necessity that any place that you're rolling here is in a place that's open late because they're vampires. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, exactly.
A little flavor action there.
Okay. All right, so the Uptown place, I need 2 more D10s.
Interesting.
2 and a 9.
Okay, so the 2 is a popular breakfast spot, so the vampires will be able to be there at night without any problem of them. Nobody will be dining. Okay, like J. Christopher's is not open after 3 or whatever, right? Uptown. What was the other one?
9.
9. Furniture store.
Okay, a late night furniture store.
Yeah, it might be open late, but then it will close. So each of these is a place that's either open all night or it's going to be closed. There's not going to be anybody there. They're all places where you could, it's viable for the vampires. If you control this place, it has good access to other things. It's just an important place in the city. Okay, so the Harbor District, we got 2 more D10s.
All right, 2 more. A 2 and a 3.
All right, so there's a yacht club.
There's not like a lunch buffet diner on this list of availables because that'd be during a daytime. Is that okay? Okay.
So the 2 and a what?
3.
3. Boardwalk. So there's like a river walk.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Right there. That makes sense.
Okay. And then let's do the industrial one next. 2 points for industrial district.
Okay. A 6 and a 9.
The 6 is, oh my God, metal fabricator.
So where's Rob at?
Yeah, that's where Rob is hanging out.
That's Rob. We already know the name of that shop.
Yeah. And then the 9 is the trade union headquarters. Okay.
Union headquarters. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So tourist district, we're gonna have four rolls, Tim.
All right. So the first one is a 7.
Sightseeing.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Greg, these are all the subtables are based on each district, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Ooh, excuse me. 9.
9 is a museum for a famous landmark.
Okay. And then I got a 2.
2 is a luxury spa.
All right.
And then a 3.
A 3 is a history museum.
Oh, quick report. Greg just hit 400 backers.
All right.
Nice.
All right.
Very cool.
So the next thing is we pick one place on this map where the prince, the biggest, toughest, badass vampire in the city, is going to live. Now I'm thinking yacht club, but if you wanted to put it in little Napoli, it could be the herb shop or the occult magic shop. I don't know. Maybe
this is going to roll. It's just a pick, whatever you feel like.
Yeah, you pick one because we're going to pick a place that's at the opposite side, far away, where you can go and do all kinds of bad shit. So,
can you think of anywhere better than Conleyville and having a Rob is
the vampire, is the prince? Okay,
all right. So kind of like
the metal fabricator is what's called. This is a term from Vampire the Masquerade as well. It's called Elysium. It's a place where if you're at the metal fabricator, you can't attack other vampires. You have to just you have to be peaceful and work it out. Like when the 5 families gets together to have a meeting.
It's the Highlander holy ground.
Yeah. So then you want to pick a place that's far away where there's unlikely to be anybody at night. Let's say the furniture store down here. Yeah. So the furniture store is what's called Tartarus, like in Greek mythology, to the opposite of Elysium.
Right.
If you want to fight and kill people down here, nobody will say anything to you. So there's never going to be anybody at the furniture store at 2 a.m. So this is where you come to settle your disputes with violence.
Huh.
That's why it's discount furniture. It's got little extra.
That's right. Yeah.
I just watched the old Sopranos. It's like Satrials when they chopped them up in the back in the meat grinder and
oh god, yeah,
killed them. That's right. Okay, so
Joe's apartment. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so this is how you generate. So Joe, we just generate the city like this.
Yeah,
and we can put the new players anywhere we want. Let's say that they right now nobody controls the harbor part of the city.
So Greg, about character generation, is it what's the quick? You say we put the players wherever you want. As I'm coming into this with a character sheet, what's it look like? What am I looking at here? You know what I mean?
It looks like a Shadowdark character sheet. It's on the character sheet's on the Kickstarter page.
Oh,
you just scroll down and look at it.
Yeah, it's down. Just scroll down there.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
You can make a character in like 5 minutes. So it's just like Shadowdark. So let's say we're going to put the players somewhere in the harbor district, and nobody controls the boardwalk and nobody controls the yacht club. So the first group of vampires to control both of those locations this becomes their territory. Right. And then once they do that, that also means that they have to maintain control of those locations, because if they lose them, then they won't get their rent of blood anymore. Right.
How long do they have to hold them, Greg, to
night
get the rent? So it's so that the time period is one like night to night then. Huh?
Yeah, night to night. This game is set up so that like just making it to the next day is tough.
It's like the Coma Forest. I mean, it's not new there. It's not new under the sun.
All right. So we can, go and build any of these locations, and we can just build it right now. So Joe, what's your favorite location on this spot here? Is it the metal fabricator?
Only because we can make fun of Rob a little bit, but let me see. The spa. Let's say the spa sounds interesting. You can do a lot with a spa.
All right. So I'm going to assume it's a small location just so that we don't have to make a bunch of rolls. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that means it's going to have 5, and we'll kind of shade these a little bit darker around the edges.
And it's interesting too, because like a big city, as you know, like what's open, right? When I used to live once upon a time in Colorado years ago in Denver, and you would think, you know, I lived in New Haven, I worked in New York City, Manhattan, and I was used to having like anything I wanted all the fucking time, anything open, right? And so you would think that city to city that it kind of be the same. I moved to Denver, and in you know, New York, the old axiom, the city never sleeps. It is absolutely fucking true. You go to Denver, and I could not get a fucking cup of coffee after 10 p.m. except at one fucking place in the entire city of Denver in the early 2000s. It was still
European cities are like shut down after 8, dude.
What's that?
Most European cities are like shut down after 8.
Weird thing. Yeah. It's a very weird thing to me. I was shocked at it, and there's no Dunkin' Donuts out there either. So when I look at this, I'm thinking, you know, the big, who the hell doesn't have a Dunkin' Donuts?
I think, if you don't, well, I know. I was surprised, like when I took Ivy home for the first time back in Jersey, I was amazed by the amount of Dunkin' Donuts. There was one everywhere, on every freaking corner.
Every corner. And that's the hell with that Starbucks.
Joe's Luxury. Joe's Love You Long Time Spa.
Yeah,
that's what. Okay. You do a lot with a spa. That's what I was getting at. Everybody knows me well.
All right. So Tim, give me a D6 roll, and that'll determine how dangerous it is here at the spa.
All right. I got a 6.
So deadly.
Ooh.
So you're making encounter checks every hour.
Okay. All right.
That makes sense.
Deadly spa. Yeah, you get somebody in a vulnerable position, you grab their neck and just start sucking.
Yeah, there's crazy shit going on at Joe's spa. Okay.
I have a feeling we should call this, P. Diddy spa now.
Yeah.
So, a lot of baby oil going on here.
Yeah. So Tim, I want you to roll me a D4 for each of the. We're going to go through each node. So give me a D4.
Okay. First one is a 4.
Well, hold on. I got to draw some stuff.
Oh, is that the things off of there? Okay.
Yeah, this is the number of branches. Okay, what was the second one?
3. This is going to be a big spa, isn't it, Greg?
Yeah, this is secret rooms in here.
Joe's luxury spa doesn't fuck around. Okay.
All
right. What's the second or third one?
4.
Wow. All right.
This is definitely a Korean spa. I'm saying. I mean,
you offer more services than
extras. All right.
Oh, you got 4 again, Greg. I'm not sure.
Oh my God, Tim.
Kind of place would jerk you a long time, that kind of a place.
Life.
Well, I'm only rolling D4, so I'm still.
All right, give me another one.
Last one is a 1. There you go. That's what you.
Greg, you're writing. That's
Joe's office there.
Yeah. Supervising with all the hidden cameras for blackmail purposes.
Right.
Greg, you just rolled these. I mean, he rolled the 3s and 4s. You put them wherever you wanted, each side, however you want.
Yeah, you just draw them out however you want. Okay.
Joe's herpes hut.
All right. So let's start in at the opposite of where we started the first time. Give me a D6.
Okay. D6. 6.
All right. So this is confined. So this is like the tight space. Okay. The next one.
6.
Wow. Also confined.
I'm gonna roll a different die.
It's a labyrinth. That's a labyrinth of illicit love back here, I guess. Okay.
Well, I'm thinking it's sort of like you got to pay more for every circle you enter.
Oh,
it's locked down. 5 for the next one.
Wow! Again. All right.
So what? So you're writing confined in there? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good.
All right. I got another 6, but I'm gonna say it was a 3, Greg, so we get a little different.
All right. So this one is restricted. So this is where you have to
key card.
I'll just put some hashes around here. You can't get through this area without having paid to come into the spa. You need your special spa card.
That's the VIP lounge.
Yeah. Okay. And what's the last one here? Let's just assume it's open. Okay. So let's say broad. Okay. So that means you're coming in. This is like the lobby. The broad one is the lobby. Okay. You have to have the key card to get back here, and then it's like Joe's Labyrinth of Love going back here with all the massage rooms and everything. Okay. Right. All right. So,
do you have a thing for where the stripper poles are?
Yeah. No. Sorry. All right. So I'm going to write the numbers on here so we can do them fast. But Tim, keep giving me D10 numbers until I ask you to stop.
And what are these for, Greg?
These are for all the rooms, like they're dungeon rooms, basically.
Gotcha. Okay.
8, 9, 4, 1, 4, 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 0, 6.
That would be 10, yeah.
10, I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
9, 5, 7. And how many more? You need 1 or 2 more?
1 more.
And a 6.
A 6. All right. So the 8 is a minor monster.
Now, how many of these, Greg, do you have? What's the how many things on the table?
It's a D10.
Okay, so 10 different things for a spa.
And these are just categories, Joe. We're going to roll what the specifics are later. Okay, so the 9 is valuables. So this is like where they're taking everybody's money. Like, so this is
they kill them and they have their valuables after they kill them. They put them in there.
This is like maybe you can leave your stuff here, and this is where the cash boxes are going to be for paying people and so on. Okay. 4 is a hazard, and 1 is vacant. So we're going to say that this is vacant is like where you're coming in. Okay. It's just an open passageway. Okay. All right. So then there's another hazard over here for 4.
Now, Greg, is each like you rolled these D10s off of restricted and closed or whatever? Is there a different D10 table for each one?
Yeah, there's a different D10 for like minor monster from valuables and from all this stuff. But off of open and closed? No.
Okay. No. Restricted, open, closed. Okay, same D10 table, no matter what. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then a 3 is more.
Everybody wants to really go, so. He wants to.
What's that?
Erudite's looking to get down there. He wants to give it a call and make it a reservation. Apparently.
Yeah. Okay, so the 10 is the major monster of this location.
Okay.
9 is more valuables.
So interesting. What did you use for monsters, Greg? In this, I mean, it's not trolls and goblins and giants.
Angels, demons, fairies. And all these are like kind of like modern themes. So like the fairies, there might be like a seductress who draws you in and drains max HP from you, like a
succubus,
siren or succubus. Yeah.
You should have led with succubus, Greg. It would have been way into this thing a lot sooner.
I didn't play back when I was a kid like you and get all hung up on the succubi.
Dude, that was many every person my age, if they still have their monster manual, that page is stuck together. Just saying. All right.
Okay. So we got 2 vampires here, and we got a big group of mortals over here. So I'm going to say like this is the path into where the Tong is operating their gang or something back here with these people. And there's a low-level vampire that's in charge of that, but the high-level vampire is back here in like his private location because he's the deepest one into the structure, right?
What's the difference between a mortal mob and a mortal group, Greg?
Mortal group is 2d6 mortals that hang out there. A mortal mob is 10d6. So this is like where the gang is hanging out doing gambling, like think of like a scene from The Sopranos when they're all at the club.
Bada bing, of course.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now for each of these places. We're going to roll a D10. Now, I'm not going to do it for this entranceway to just make sure it stays open. But for the hazard, Tim, give me a D10.
D10. All right. 1.
All right. So there's a wounding or painful hazard here. So let's say that there's like a place where they're open construction, and if you're not paying attention, Joe's Pleasure Palace is adding a new wing, and if you fall down into the hazard, you can get hurt. Okay.
Now, Greg, you would do this stage before the game session starts. You're not making this up as they walk into it, right? This is DM prep, right?
As long as you have this, like the map here with the circles, I was able to just roll them as they came into each location. It was that quick.
You know, you could I hate to say, you could talk to Rob. He can randomize this bullshit for you real quick. You know what I'm saying? Hit a button, boom, there it is.
I understand.
Yeah, this lends itself easily to computer randomization.
Yeah. So for the valuables, Tim, give me a D10.
OSHA violation.
8.
8. So that's mixed. So mixed in with other items. So this is like everybody's stuff that they've left here while they're in the spa. So you'd have to dig through a whole bunch of clothes and lockers and stuff, but you could get somebody's Rolex or something over here.
All right.
So for the minor monster, give me a D10.
4.
Minor 4. He's bored and distracted.
He's on his phone.
Okay.
Yeah, he's texting.
All right. So then this is Vegas. So give me another D10 for this second hazard.
5.
5. Time consuming. So this is like a drug room where you can get lost in the heroin or something and just
the opium den.
Lose track of a lot of time.
Lost in the heroin.
Yeah.
That's such the whitest thing I've ever heard anybody say.
Hey. I'm not a drug abuser like you, Joe.
I don't abuse it. I make use of it. What are you talking about?
Tim, give me another D10.
Ever heard any of your clients say anything like that, Tim?
It's funny. I heard somebody use the in front of something earlier today where they said something, the cocaine, or they did for a drug too. It was just funny. I got a 3, Greg, for that.
All right. So this is supply storage. This is where Joe keeps all of his essential oils and everything.
Diddy oil. We're looking Diddy oil supplies here.
Yeah. Give me another D10 for this unoccupied, Tim.
6.
It's a rarely used machine. So this could be like an old love machine that Joe's people haven't taken care of for a long time. Okay. Give me another D10.
All the deflated blow-up dolls are piled
I'm
up here.
thinking one of those jackhammer dildo machine things.
You got a 6 again?
Is that? Yeah, I got a 6 again.
Okay, let's just change it to a 5. So a 5 is an eating area. Okay, this is the break room. Give me a D10 for this mortal.
Man, I'm not eating in there. All right, 1.
He's lost and confused. So this is like a customer. So there's a customer who was like looking for the bathroom, but he went down the path to the break room and he's lost.
We've all done that at the fucking supermarket. Every goddamn one of us has looked for the bathroom and find the break room. And where's the bathroom? Yeah, everyone.
What do you got next?
7.
7. Crime scene tape.
Ooh.
There's been an incident down this path. All right. And then give me a D10 for this major monster here.
All right, let's see what this is. I got a 5, Greg.
So he is loud and attracts attention. So if the players come down here, whatever the thing that caused the crime is still here, and it will be very loud when they get into a fight with him. Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. So give me a D10 for the vampire that's like the leader of this whole place.
I got a 7.
And he is sneaking around. So he's kind of like trying to, people don't realize he's even here. Maybe we could interpret this as he's back in like a security camera room, even. That's hiding from everybody. All right, give me another one.
1.
This vampire is engaged in crime. So maybe he's just using selling drugs, something like that.
Sure.
Right. Give me another one for the valuables here.
I think you can assume everybody's committing a crime in there.
Look, Joe's Pleasure Palace is a reputable joint.
Honestly, if you think that everybody in this place is committing crime, then what Greg rolled on for the guy committing crime, he's the only honest guy in the place. That would be the
right. 2.
Okay, unlocked container. All right, so they didn't even lock up there's like a big, maybe like a cooler that they just threw all the drug cash in, and it's not even locked because they said, who's going to come in here and steal from us, right? All right,
vampire committing the crime did, yeah.
The last 2 here, 8.
Yep.
All right, so these guys are overconfident and arrogant.
That's why they left it unlocked.
Yes.
Yep. And then the mob. Let's do the mob.
The mob. All right. 7.
Brash and confrontational.
Again, the mob was what as opposed to the mortals, Greg?
Like just a bigger group.
It's size. It's not, okay.
So like Tim, roll 10d6 for how many people are in the mob.
10d6?
Okay. Yeah, 10d6.
All right. Let me see here. So 16, 14, 26, and 30 people.
Yeah, so there's 30 mob members. So why is this whole town here? Maybe they're here for some kind of a meeting or something.
Yeah.
So then give me 2d6 for this group that's near the value. 5. Okay, so there's just 5 guys that are close to the big money cooler or whatever, right? So see, just like that, we created Joe's Pleasure Palace with a locked access that you have to figure out a way to get through. There's a whole tong in here. There's a vampire who's kind of running the show from the shadows.
Yeah.
You've got places that you can accidentally hurt yourself or get lost in time, like you waste a bunch of time. Here you could steal right here at the front, but it's not, it's going to take time. You could easily get caught. So we just, roll all that up, and you don't need to spend 20 hours re-envisioning the epic history of Parnast.
Yeah.
You've got Joe's Pleasure Palace.
That's what else.
How many levels is that now, Greg? So you start off with rolling the map, just throwing the dice on the map, the paper, and then we determine what districts they are, right?
Yep.
And then we go to points of interest.
Yep. So here's the map.
Number of points of interest. And then we go to what the points of interest are. And then let's see what else.
I didn't know Erudite was making all these comments.
He's
for
everybody. Ocean violation. Yeah,
he has an exceptional knowledge of porn, too. By the way,
he even brought the Sibian, which is
that's what I was.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's either he watched a lot of Howard Stern back in the day, or he's a degenerate like me. So who knew?
Right. And then then what we did is
he wanted us to Jaquays the map. So here, we'll say there's like a secret passage here.
There you go.
And now we've Jaquaysed it, man.
The one passage Jaquays the way.
Well, you could say this one goes up to like the roof.
Oh. You can't say Jaquays anymore, Greg. Remember, he changed it to take all the credit. That douchebag.
Alexandrian, is it?
Yeah.
All right. So like this is the roof, and let's say that there's maybe an access here and an access here.
Okay.
And now you've squeezed the shit out of this.
All right.
Yep. Definitely.
All right. So I walk in the front door. I avoid the hazard, Greg. I'm in the first room. All right. I got Columbo the dwarf is looking to get some action here. Maybe a little happy ending or something, right? And see what happens. All right. Describe it. Columbo walks in.
Yeah, there's a desk and a woman there who says, "What brings you to Joe's Pleasure Palace tonight?"
I heard this was the place to go to relax. I give her a wink.
All right. Well, do you have a reservation?
I do not. Did I need one?
Well, we need you to have had a reservation. There's a high demand for the kind of relaxing techniques that are available here, and we need to do a few credit card checks and background checks to make sure you're a reputable customer.
I have this bit of gold that I salvaged from some woods somewhere. Would that be helpful?
I'm afraid you're going to have to make an appointment and come back. You look a little scuzzy.
Oh, that's I got how many fingers like Scolino have left? He's down to a few.
This would be when we make that reaction check. What's your charm level? Can you get an appointment with no appointment?
Yeah. I mean, money always gets you there. I threw the gold out, but that didn't work. So yeah, try your charm score or something like that. Well, roll a dice. All right, I'll be 17 on the die roll.
Well, it's a 2d6 reaction check, so we'll
7 on the 2d6.
Well, I'm sorry we're gonna have to not let you in back, but why don't you take a look around our little shop and see if there's any essential oils or bath salts that you might need, right? So let's do something here, Joe. Go. You head over into the valuables area where you start looking around through people's stuff. let's say you make that 17 for like a stealth check.
Yeah.
And nobody notices that you're pilfering.
Okay.
All right. So give me a D100 and we'll roll you up some.
I'm gonna bust out my new D100 that I was taunting Tim with the last time. Remember this one, Tim? Came in a leather pouch and all that.
Oh, right. Yeah.
This is nice. This is a nice D100.
We'll see how long it rolls for.
Oh, it's gonna roll for 9 years, but yeah, let's see. Oh fuck! I rolled off the table. The only problem is reading it. Yeah, this sucks for reading. 48. There it is. 48.
48. You find somebody had left a paramedic kit. It's a red duffel bag. It's fully stocked. It has 5 medical kits. Street value $375.
Oh, there must be some fucking painkillers in that shit.
Yeah.
All right, I'll reach for the painkillers at least, if nothing else.
Right.
Yeah.
So now, of course, remember, like you're the player. You don't see this map, so you could press your luck and come back here and run into this guy and get into a fight.
So there's a door out of this room. In other words, I'm looking at the room. What do I see?
Yeah. So I could describe to you the kind of gift shop area, and there's some essential oils and bath salts and stuff. And then there's an area where people put stuff in lockers.
Okay.
And that's where you kind of like went over there and were rifling through people's stuff.
Yep.
And then there was another door that was a closed door, and you're like, hey, I'll go check it out, right?
I'm going to look for traps and secret doors. I don't know. I'm still in D&D mindset. I'm looking for security cameras. This is what I'm looking for, I guess, in this new, modern world, right? So look, is there any security cameras around?
You do see some security cameras.
Aimed at the door and me?
Yeah, all over the place.
I just really fucked myself royally there, didn't I?
Yeah.
Stealing his oxys out of the medical kit. Damn. No red alerts went off, huh?
Not yet.
Yeah. I'm gonna
maybe they don't call the cops. Maybe they're the kind of people that don't call the cops.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the oxy back at least then, and just test the door.
Okay, it opens up, and there's a guy on the other side who kind of looks like Severus Snape, and he looks really annoyed that you came into his area. And he starts saying, "What are you doing in here?"
So sorry, sir. I thought this was the bathroom. Not this way?
No, make a willpower check versus a DC 12, Joe.
So D20.
Yep.
I'm gonna roll.
Assume you're at -1.
I'm gonna roll my white dice here because I want the power of goodness to overcome. You know. There we go.
I don't know.
Fucking 14.
All right, you were able to resist it, but you realize that this guy has some kind of supernatural power.
No, so vampires are known in this world.
No, this is a demon.
Oh,
and if you'd failed, you would have fallen under his charm abilities and had to follow his instruction. He's like it's like a dryad or something in a or maybe say a winged demon that flies up and down at you in a canyon land.
Okay.
But he's fire immune. He has all kinds of combat abilities. He's a level 6 monster.
All right.
Just happens to be here.
Flashback to the thing where you quit the campaign.
Yeah. So
all right. All right.
Like, he's
I'm gonna pull out my bow and arrow and shoot him like you should have done, motherfucker.
I was a cleric. I can't use a bow and arrow.
Everybody uses a bow.
Let's see. We got an hour and 30 minutes into it before you brought that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you can see, Joe, like as soon as we rolled this map, I can tell you wanted to explore Joe's Pleasure Palace.
I did. I wanted to get to the fun part.
So what I was doing, Greg, is I was going through everything. So it looks like there's but there's 12 levels of different depth that you funnel down into when you start creating your map for one area. Then,
if you wanted to get all the way down to the bottom of one particular place,
one particular place, yeah. So, well, actually 13 if you add in the items too.
Yeah, if you roll that up. It's still, it's just making D10s or D20 rolls.
Right. Yeah, I know. That's what I was looking. But even though the system's simple, there's a lot of funneling going on. There's a lot of depth to it. Even though it's simple, there's a lot of variety and a lot of detail.
You'll notice that all the locations were appropriate for the neighborhoods that they were in.
Right.
Yeah, that kind of thing. It's all set up that way.
Yeah, and then the easy thing is if you want to make a D10, 20 roll, instead expand it, it's easy enough to come up with maybe, 10 more and add it to it and everything like that. So, yeah, that's cool.
I looking for the Matt Finch books here, but it's a lot like in terms of you look at tables, right? You look at a book of tables, it's Matt Finch's tome of
world building,
right?
Oh, venture design, yeah.
So, but this is that's for general anything. It's not for designing a specific thing. This is a table system and roles and charts to develop a specific thing that fits within the milieu. Ooh, I quoted Gygax there.
Wow, you're getting all
look at that. Look at that. I couldn't do that sober.
French on us, huh?
Couldn't do that sober. Well, Greg's here. I got to go French, right? Something he likes the French shit, So, but yeah. So it's interesting. It's a cool approach. I mean, I could totally see this being like great for like, all right, you're running a game for a bunch of people in an hour. Boom. There it is. You know what I mean? That's like a perfect setup,
Well, I can see this used for anything. Like if I wanted to run a game and I just wanted to develop some stuff out and maybe, just got back home from work and I just don't have a lot of brain power left.
Yeah.
Can use this stuff to help me out, kind of flesh things out. And I can do a whole district within, I don't know. Depends how many sixes I roll, I guess, too.
It'll be a lot of
different things. Yeah. But I mean, you can get stuff fleshed out pretty quick. You can get a whole district fleshed out pretty fast and run with it. So, no, I think it's a pretty cool system there. And
I like it
because anytime I look at some of these random tables, I always look at the funneling. How much depth? How far down do we go? How many details? What details are going? And the other thing I look at is it like expandable? Can I, like, if I take this and I get it into my game, it's like, all right, okay, these are cool, but I want a little bit more variety. Hell yeah, I can add stuff to this real quick. I can,
you could write Chubby Funster type supplements with D20 tables instead of D10 tables.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But Joe, I'm glad after we go through this, can you see how after when I was working on my GM companion for Shadowdark, where you make a town for Shadowdark using like you roll the dice on the page and you draw like a market district and a castle and whatever this is for a particular town in Shadowdark.
He's twitching again.
I know. Because I bought it, I read it. I mean, there's the fail right now.
No. I'm saying like so. I was working on that, and I saw like I could apply this same thing to vampires. Yeah. And if you build out this vampire world like this, you want to explore that world, not just worry about relationships between you and 5 NPCs. Like I want to know because when you, as the player, all you know is that there's Joe's Pleasure Palace.
Yeah.
And you come up to the door and she says, you can't get in. Sorry, you're riffraff. And as a character, you're like, I wonder what's behind door number 3. Let's get in there.
Actually,
yeah. And so once you bust in there, you start running into serious opposition. And you go, oh, okay, yeah. Now I need to come up with a plan to deal with whatever's in there. But until you know what's in there, it's just like you could walk around the streets of New York for hours and hours, and you would learn a 1/10 of a millionth of a % of what's in New York City. There's so much there. So just walking around the city, you don't know where all the bad guys are that are there.
Yeah. That's interesting. It's an interesting approach. It really is. That's why I wanted to sort of get into this, because it's very different than how I think and how I do it. So this is good to have this example out there for anybody who's like me. Here it is. I mean, this is how it could work in your system, in your game, and it's not that hard or complicated, like to do it on the fly. Like I remember running games at a fucking burrito store in New Haven, and because before they really got busy early in the morning before lunch rush.
Burrito store.
It was Moe's Burritos in New Haven.
Nothing. Yeah, burritos. Way to add that to the game to make a gaming group smell better.
The good thing was that you could always take that lunch break and grab some burritos, and it gives you time to think as a DM, right? And they had margaritas, number 2, right? So if I had margarita break, I would go, and that would give me time to think. And of course, if you had the burrito, it's an automatic built-in time to think when you go to the bathroom and take a shit. So it really, you had like multiple times to think about what your players are.
I knew that was coming. I know.
I mean, you got to have it, right? I mean, I clogged that toilet so bad so many times.
One of the results on the table for one of the districts, I forget which one is the best pizza place.
The best pizza place.
The best. So like if it was New York, it'd be like the original Ray's Pizza or whatever. And you could set up like that. So maybe in Connecticut you have to go with the best burrito place, but that's an easy adaptation on the fly.
It's just Moe's Burritos. I mean, it's a chain place, but New Haven does have some of the most famous pizza places. Believe it or not,
it does. New Haven pizza is a big style of pizza.
When you were a young man, there were actually Moe's back then. I mean, like it was like 50, 60 years ago. Shit.
Oh yeah. No, this is actually, it was running a 5e. I know, it was a Lamentations game in like 2010. We were running a Lamentations campaign then. Yeah. No, there was Moe's and everything back then. We had Civilization back then. When you were in grade school, Greg, we had Civilization before, back when you were in grade school. I know you remember. Internet and all that. But yeah. No, it was a good time. It was a good game, but it was a good location because we couldn't find a place that was good for all of us to meet. We came from everywhere, and it was like we knew we had to be in New Haven. It was a central location for everybody. It was just a matter of finding a fucking place, and we bounced all over the place, But yeah, New Haven is the best. Like according to all the experts, New Haven style pizzas like number 1. You got Pepe's and Modern, and there's one other fucking one, but I don't like it because it's all thin crust. Right. It's really thin crust in the brick oven, and it comes out, and you got that like fucking charcoal.
Well, they burn it a little bit on the bottom.
It's all crispy, thin crust. Like Greg, if you're
I've eaten pizza with the Coliseum in my sightline. But and that's what kind of pizza they serve. So I'm not like, oh no, this is horrible pizza.
Because here's the thing. When you, as a fellow fat man, you understand this. If you take an entire New Haven style pizza, all 8 slices, right? Assuming they do the 8 thing, right? And you stack them on top of each other. It's one fucking slice of Greek style pizza or Sicilian, right? So you're looking for bang for the buck. You're not going to Haven Pizza. You're going to pay out the ass for that fucking shit, and it's never going to fill you up. You end up with like 4 or 5 pizzas to give the same peace of mind and gut size and expansion as one fucking pizza. That's Greek or Sicilian. That's it.
I'm glad that you're viewing this positively, but some people might view it as a benefit to eat less food and still be happy about it.
Oh, please.
He doesn't understand that, Greg. You can
I'm going to take a piss and contemplate that on the tree of woe for a minute here.
I say that as the chubby funster, you know, like, I mean, I get it.
So whoever's out there, guys, so we got ShadowCity, Blood and Neon. You got a 400 backers still. You got 18 hours to go. It's only a $20 buy-in, guys. You get the PDF, and then what is it? The POD coupon for is it a paperback or are you doing both paperback
or hardcover?
It's either one.
You'll get one of each. Basically,
you get one of each. Okay.
It's just a code to get it at cost.
Right.
And then, I'm sure there'll probably be a lot of people that just keep PDF and just walk. But
right. Yeah.
I've always felt like, you should be in control of the things that I'm not in control. So if the part that goes to me, that's in the Kickstarter, and then the part that goes to the printer and all that stuff, that's drive through handle that.
Right.
It seems weird. Like, I can't imagine the nightmare of collecting enough money ahead of time to ensure that you can do shipping for everybody and all that jazz. Like, fuck, man.
Yeah, especially these days.
Yeah.
Erudite, I got you covered. I got some proofs I can take care of for that.
Signed copy. Greg, are you going to make it to North Texas next year finally, motherfucker?
I've already bought the thing because I could tell they were going fast. They're at like 450 out of 600. Yeah.
I
bought one as well. So I'm going to be there as well. So, Tim, are you going to go, man?
No,
fuck you.
No. No, it's just at a bad time. Like I kind of told you, usually if I take vacation, my birthday's like the week before North Texas, so I usually take that off if I do take a week off. So I can't take 2 weeks off in a row or anything.
And that is
move it a week,
Joe, that is prime nut cheese harvesting season.
That is true.
It is. It's the beginning. It's the beginning of it.
Harvest to come in. Yeah, I mean.
And plus, I mean, that's a more of a bit of a chunk of change than I can put out for like a weekend of gaming. I mean, I indulge myself a lot with gaming stuff already.
Yeah,
so doing that would kind of tip the scales of probably what would be decent for myself. So, but I would love to get down there one of these days, but I gotta do it when when it works out for me. I can't because that's too big of a commitment for me to just kind of try to squeeze in and make it work.
I got an idea, Tim. So,
oh no, I love it when people start off with sentences like that.
You use the AI tools to write Blood Island. You send it to me. I put it in layout. We release it under a fake publishing account called Joe the Lawyer, and then Blood Island will be released, and then we can use that money to bring you down to
there you go.
I'm gonna derail this in a whole different direction. What's your take on AI, Greg? AI art.
Oh God. It's a bag of dicks is what it is. It's a horrible bag of dicks.
I gotta say though, I mean, we're talking in our chat about that big long discussion about all that shit, and I did remember I said and Rob's like, oh, good luck learning how to do the fucking blah blah blah. And I'm like, Rob, in like 2 prompts, I ended up with good enough art, and I did like this is it. Like I'll show you here. This is. All right, there it is.
There's gonna be some deformed shit right here.
No, it's just it was actually decent.
I can tell instantly that that's AI, like the style and everything.
Yeah, but it's good enough art. That's my point. You know what I mean? It's like
Right.
filler, you know,
Maybe
like
for you. I mean,
yeah, it's like if I'm doing like, all right, AI, give me a backpack, give me a picture of a long sword, you know, shit like that. That's like filler art. That's what people use stock art for. You know, I think that at some point it's going to be like legitimized and people aren't going to have such a stigma around it more and more as time goes on.
Let me tell you, so the day after our little chat in the group chat, I saw MIT released a study where they had reached out to, you know, it's like business schools do this, where they reach out to key decision makers at different companies, and get feedback and put together like a report of like, you know, people are expecting to be hiring in the next quarter or whatever, you know, whatever. Mm-hmm. And they found that 95% of enterprise level organizations that put money into AI got zero return out of it and have scrapped the program. So so like this idea that it's going to magically solve everything is just a bag of dicks.
I agree with that completely. It's a lot of flaws.
Unfortunately, lately a lot of not so much AI art, but like there's some guys out there who pump out a lot of gaming books that use AI to basically generate them.
Yeah,
that's shit. They're bad, and they're laid out bad. They look bad. Yeah. They're just not good.
I agree.
The second point, and this is, I think, one of the most important kind of problems that we have in our whole country right now, is that anybody who knows anything about a particular topic to a deep level, like let's say, you know, you really understand, let's say sewer engineering, whatever. And you see a news article about sewer engineering, and you can tell instantly that this person has no idea what the fuck they're talking about because you have the expertise. You know, somebody who's good at any particular thing, whenever they look at journalism, they go, "Oh, they're totally wrong about it." You know, it's like people who know how to code, and then they watch a movie where there's a hacker who uses triangles to fight crime or whatever. No, that's not how hacking works at all. So it's like that principle with AI. Anything that gets sufficiently deep, you know, beyond like how many cities are there in Egypt that start with the letter B, you know, if you start asking it questions, it will start making mistakes, and most people can't tell that it's wrong about sewer engineering.
Yeah.
But if it gives you the wrong answer about sewer engineering and you flood your fucking house, you're going to realize that sewer engineering is important, and having somebody who knows what the fuck they're talking about is important. And I think that's the problem with the LLMs and with all this stuff. You know, everybody always, this is just the beginning and we're going to do this. You know, I remember when they said that we were going to have a little ice age because of climate change, and then now we're going to overheat, and then now we're going to do this. And I remember when they said that men were starting to form little bromances where they hugged and kissed each other as part of their friendships, and that was a total bunch of bullshit. How many news articles and things have they come out with and told us, oh, the new trend is to wear your underwear on your head? And that's not the new trend. That's not what people are doing. And so I just don't believe any of this shit. I don't believe it's going to work. I do a job that requires very meticulous adherence to compliance standards, or else people die. I mean, the stuff that I'm working on has to be accurate. And the AI will make up steps that don't exist in technical documents. You'll have a document that says, in order to remove this part, you unscrew these screws and then pull it off. And that the AI can do. But if it's unscrew these screws, pull it off, twist this cap, slide this thing back here, do this and that, at some point it makes up steps that do not exist in the process. And somebody trying to follow that will fail. They'll be like, well, I cannot find this rubber cover that it says is going to exist on this machine. It's like, because there is no rubber cover. Like the machine hallucinated, the AI hallucinated that shit. So it's just not good. I could, how many people thought that, we're going to have websites like Fiverr and stuff where you could just say, oh, I'm gonna hire somebody on the internet to solve all these problems for me in real life, and then I'll go about my fucking day.
Yeah.
That's fun until the guy forgets to pay your electric bill, and your personal assistant quits when you need them to do something or whatever. Like, people want a reliable, secure solution to a lot of things.
Yeah.
There's a lot of companies that just won't even touch it from like a client perspective. Like, we're just not getting involved in it at all. We don't want anything to do with it.
I think that when there is right now, people are dancing around it, right? Some have implemented it, some haven't. It's good in some situations. Like, what I use it for is research. It's an optimized Google search that summarizes all the web pages I would have read. But what I will do also is click on the links to those web pages that are references, right? So I want to collate all the information into one place. So it's something I don't know about. It's like a super hyped up Wikipedia, essentially, that I could reference the web page.
Let me spin out a situation that might cause you to stop doing this.
Okay.
So let's say that let's say you're Rob. You're feeding in your own work into the machine, into the LLM, and you're saying,
would the LLM be Rob AI?
Yeah, Rob AI. Okay. So you fed all of Blood Island into Rob AI, and then you start asking it for questions. And think back when Google did their little Gemini image creating thing, and people would say, give me an image of 4 Nazis, and it would draw a bunch of black women in Nazi outfits. You'd be like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
So you start asking for information about Blood Island, and it starts feeding things back to you. And a lot of them seem right, but eventually you notice that it's making Blood Island into a woke utopia behind your back.
Agreed.
And you start realizing that it's not a reliable source of information. That's the thing. Is, as long as it's a black box and you don't know how it's getting its shit, like, for all that we say about Wikipedia, I remember when I was in school, Wikipedia had just started really taking off. I know you guys had started fire and electricity and stuff, but so we had Wikipedia, and the teachers were relentless. Like, Wikipedia is not a valid source. You cannot use Wikipedia as a source of blah, 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 blah. Very, very rigorous standards to not use Wikipedia. Wikipedia at least has citations of where
a lot of AI does too. Some AI does. I mean, I've seen that.
But a significant amount of the process is all kinds of little wiggle words and phrasing and how it turns stuff, and it phrases it when it's one group of people, it phrases it one way, and when it's a different group of people, it phrases it a different way. These companies don't want to give you this is true with all social media companies and how they handle ads and what they show you in the algorithms and all this stuff. Like, they're subtly trying to twist your mind. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but the fast food companies pay a lot of money to companies like Facebook to try to get you to eat more fast food against your own decisions, right? That's called advertising. So there's, it's bad enough that they're trying to get us to buy a service, but what if they start feeding us false information to try to get us to do whatever they're asking us to do?
All these books, Greg, that's my defense against a whole lot of shit. I got to eat. My rooms are all full of them. I mean, that's why I use it as a quick resource. Same way as Wikipedia.
Full of Burger King, though,
I do like Burger King, though. Yeah. That's the problem.
I've worked on particular clients that were fast food companies, and you find that after about a week or two of looking at their stuff every day, you start to actually want to eat that stuff. I mean, like, you might not have been a big fan, but now you're looking at that. You're looking at the pictures of the food constantly, and you're like, oh man, I need to go down and get me one of these.
And before you used to work for those companies, you were not the chubby funster. You were the skinny.
I've been a chubby funster for quite some time, bro. I mean, let's not get serious. I did go through my post-divorce skinny funster for a brief time, but yeah, he's dead, I think.
He's dead.
Yeah, buried under avalanche of pizza and burgers.
I am moving back in his direction, because I'm taking an injectable. It's called Zepbound. It's kind of like the others, but I was able to get it prescribed because it's also technically useful for sleep apnea. So like, I don't have diabetes, so they wouldn't prescribe. If I'd had diabetes, they would have given me a whole bunch of shit. But they were like, "You're too healthy to benefit from being skinnier." So I was like, "Okay," but I do have sleep apnea, so I was
mask and all that too.
Yeah, I use a mask that is nose only.
Oh, really?
The one that goes over my whole face.
Yeah, I got that.
It's too much. It dries out my throat. I wake up and I have to drink so much water that I'm like fully awake again.
So you got the opposite. It has a like a humidity sensor, and the worst I get is my friend Dwayne. You guys play with for a little bit there. He's like, because he has one too, and he's like, yeah, it's when you get that like the what's they call it? The water. Sometimes the sleep apnea machine goes haywire or whatever, too much, and they waterboards you. You wake up, you're like, he's like, I
did not have that problem.
I do sometimes, yeah.
Maybe I have a higher, capacity for moisture than you. I don't know.
Who knows?
But I would wake up no matter what humidity. I had on max humidity with a full tank of gas. Yeah, you put the whole distilled water in it. I get it.
Yeah. And you're covered completely. No leaks or anything, huh?
No, it just sucks on your nose. Like
I mean, before, but when you had the mask, you would dry you out.
Because there's a CPAP machine, and then there's I think a BiPAP machine and stuff.
Yeah, the BiPAP helps you breathe. And the CPAP is just like,
it has taken I am your father. I agree. Joe's he's a weird guy. He leads discussions in strange directions.
Well, that's because I
rolled away from my dice. I had my palette as a concept.
Right. You went into pizza, and then you went into AI art, and now we're sleeping apnea and stuff.
The audience loves it.
The audience loves it. Oh,
oh God.
So you're pretty happy with the results then, Greg, your Kickstarter?
Oh yeah. It's good. Everything like this is kind of like a problem with a lot of products. I'm not picking on RPGs in any way. That people run a Kickstarter and they'll put the entire overhead of the whole product into how they're calculating the money. So they're charging you for like a role-playing game book, and the amount of money for the pledge includes the shipping and the printing costs and transport from China and all this stuff. And so in the end, the number that comes out for each individual unit is really far away from the gross, So you might have somebody who clears 100K, and then they've paid 40K in art and 50K in bringing the book over from China and printing it out and shipping and everything, and then they have 10% goes to Kickstarter, and then they end up clearing like zero.
Yeah.
I always have everything done ahead of time.
Makes sense.
Yep. Well, that's a smart thing to do.
Yeah. So even at maximum calculation of like, if I tried to figure out all the money I've spent on the specific stock art that went into this book, plus like I commissioned about $600 worth of stuff that I needed that I didn't have as stock art.
Oh wow, you did that much, Greg? Okay.
Yeah, but even calculating that, I mean, like that's a pretty small overhead.
Oh yeah.
And by not including,
who'd you sponsor it from? I'm just kind of curious.
Rob Necronomicon. He's got a ton of. I bought almost every stock art piece he has on drive-through.
Oh really? What's his name again? Rob
Necronomicon.
I don't know if I know him. Okay, I'll have to look that up.
And so all of the class art. Let me do a
you just gave him a stock art chubby there. I could tell.
Well, yeah, because I'm always looking for some good black and white art.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So yeah.
Do you have anything, Greg, you could show us about the book and the layout? I mean, you want to pull a Rob and
I was about to do a screen share here.
All right, let me stop.
You want to switch it over?
Yeah. All right, what we got? All right, there we go. We'll put me and all of us in the bottom there. There we go. Or maybe the size probably better, huh? There we go. Yeah.
So this is all 6 of these class pieces are Rob. So this is Autark is kind of like a Transylvanian vampire. They have abilities that are like, summon vermin and talk to animals and transform your body into a bat, a cat, an owl, a raven, snake, or a wolf, whatever. And then the talents, like Shadowdark talents, are called disciplines. And there's a huge range of them here.
Yeah, you did one for each number there. Huh?
Yeah, and the ones that are at the 11 and 12 and 2 and 3 are like really, really powerful individual abilities. And then as you get closer to the 7 is like a catch-all. So you're adding a type every time. So this person gets advantage checks against, demons or against mortals or against vampire, whatever it is. And then if they roll a 7 again, which is likely, right? They'll pick a different type. So no matter what you roll, it'll be good. And then the butcher is a combat heavy character, but they're probably going to struggle with social encounters.
Hardcore.
And then, an expert is somebody who's a master of technology. They're good at investigating. They can gain advantage of how to understand a technology device at will, because they've been focused. But this is the 80s, is that going into the 90s, tons of new inventions all the time, right? So you might break into a place and run into a brand new key card locking system or something. How are we going to break through this thing? You can look it up. They can arrange a dead body so that it doesn't look like it got killed in a horrific way. The luminary is like a social butterfly type character. Most of their abilities are useful against humans, not vampires. So they're very, very good at organizing and churning up a group of people to do what they want. But if a butcher came up, they would have a hard time in a fight against that guy, right?
Sure.
So fighter versus wizard, so to speak.
So is that what you did, Greg? You sort of linked him to a specific class in D&D or Shadowdark?
No, they're all archetypes from vampire.
I was going to say, it seems more like archetypes.
Or vampire? Okay.
But each one has a niche, so the medium is like an information gaining person. They can see incorporeal creatures. They can throw their voice. They can project their mind like scrying. They can see auras around people. They can do all this kind of stuff. They have more luck tokens.
Okay.
Oh, hey Flint! I just saw his thing.
I saw Flint in the chat too. Good to see you, buddy. So the shadow is like a thief, deception, sneaky character. They have a bunch of abilities that are around controlling the shadows, being quiet, sneaking into places. Like if they're caught out, this is one of my favorite abilities. If
I was just reading that one, yeah.
If they're caught outside and the sun's coming up, they can like cocoon themselves. But the humans will think, oh my God, this is like, a bunch of insects. We got to get rid of this big cocoon thing. But if if you're in like an abandoned building and the sun's coming up, you could conceivably spend a day inside this cocoon and then come out at night.
So, Greg, when you were going through this, where'd you get your inspiration from? Like what did you draw from literature or gaming, both, or
most of it is gaming?
Yeah.
BP is blood points, Flint.
Right.
Blood points power abilities, and that you can heal yourself. So, like one blood point will heal you for 1d6 hit points.
Right.
But if somebody watches you get shot and you just heal it, that's going to cause a different kind of problem for you. But yeah, so from the inspiration perspective, I think people, they think it's insulting to say something is from like a video game, but we spend more time with modern video games than any fiction. Like if I took all the vampire movies that I ever watched and added them all up, it would be less than the amount of time I've spent on several casual video games on my phone. people just spend a lot of time with video games. So if I'm playing a vampire video game like Vampire Bloodlines, and I'm putting in 80, 100 hours, like, how many movies is that? Holy shit! Like
video games. That's weird. I guess I'm a disconnect on that front. I don't.
Yeah, you don't play video games because
at all. Yeah, no. Last great video game thing I did was EverQuest 20-some years ago. That was it. A little here and there, some things. I played Baldur's Gate a little bit, and it was cool. But I didn't even finish Baldur's Gate. It was like, whatever.
So there's a bunch of vampire video games that I've played for collectively 100 times more than I've watched vampire movies.
That makes sense.
I tend to like vampire movies like Underworld or Blade, where there's a lot of action and combat.
Sure.
I like Blade.
I tend to not like movies like Interview with the Vampire, which is all about feelings and talking to people.
Social
stuff. So if you like to do that, if you like to play vampire games like that, then Vampire the Masquerade is waiting for you. But like, I wrote this game so that it would be an alternative for people who want that kind of experience. Like, I was just saying, I think it was last night when I was talking to Foxoff, if you ever watched his reviews, I was like, Blade is one of my favorite vampire movies because the vampires are vulnerable to him.
Right.
Like, in most vampire movies, like, the vampires are super, super strong, and the only thing that threatens them is other vampires.
Yeah.
And Blade walks in and he just starts hacking people to bits, and you're like, holy shit, like, this guy's a badass. But like, there would be things that are threatening to vampire. You're not an invincible Hulk. You have vulnerabilities, and that's why I like a character design that's more like Shadowdark, where you're like, I'm not going and getting close to that guy who could kill me with one hit. I'm going to stay back here and shoot a few firearms and then run.
I got to say, Greg, back in the day, I remember we were talking about one of these conversations we had with everybody. I don't think it was online. I think it was offline. And I was saying that anybody who puts out retro clones and anybody who makes their own D&D style RPG, all they're doing is house ruling. It's not an RPG, and you're not a motherfucking game designer. You are just house ruling D&D, no matter what. Remember, you said,
I know your point. Yeah.
Yeah. And I said, and you said, even Ambition and Avarice. I said, yeah, just a fucking your house ruled D&D. It's just extended house rules a whole lot more, but you're not a game designer. This is just fucking your own D&D. I got to say, with all this shit, you upgraded. Now you're like a game designer, dude. I mean, seriously, you've gone, you're leveled up. This is like theory. This is good. This is like you've grown beyond just house ruling D&D into a fucking game, which is good. It's impressive, actually. There's not too many people who could do that. Most of us are out there just fucking with D&D, and that's all we'll ever do.
Well, Greg signed my CPAP. I will be happy to sign your CPAP at North Texas next year, buddy. You just bring it in, and I'll get the Sharpie out and sign it. It's really weird for me that somebody would want signed copies of my stuff, but Erudite's like the fourth or fifth person who's asked me. So it's
really,
yeah. I have several people who have booked, not just ShadowCity. I've had people who say, "Can I buy a signed copy from you and have you ship it to me, and I'll just pay because if you basically shipping it, you're shipping it twice."
Right.
He's like, I'll just pay the extra shipping. And I did that for a GM companion and for a couple, I got proofs coming from Shadowcity that I had to make one relatively simple change. I didn't change anything about the game. It was about the way the attribution worked for Shadowdark's third-party license. But I had to make some changes because I had a inspired by Shadowdark logo that I had made, because I was like, you don't need Shadowdark to play it. And we took it up to the lawyers, for Kelsey's lawyers, and they were like, nah, we can't do this. So I was okay, so I had to take the logo off. So that's just in the title page graphic or whatever. But you know how it is with drive-through. You have to order a new proof. You have to wait for the proof, whatever. So I'm gonna have a special print run of copies that has that logo on it. Woo, yeah.
A collectible edition.
A collectible edition of 3
Speaking
copies.
of which, 9,700, Greg. Boom.
Yeah, so we're getting up there.
Erudite puts you over the 9,700.
Nice.
Thank you for signing up, buddy.
$300 more in what? How many? 18 hours?
17 now.
17 hours.
Yep. So yeah, he might get there.
I think you hit 10, dude. I think you'll hit 10. Look how much Rob got in the last couple hours while we were doing it live. You know, I mean,
yeah, he did really well.
Yeah.
What did Flint say? You've been anointed by Joe. What else could you be at?
Because I was complimenting him as
I'm a game designer.
Oh,
he's a game
designer.
Not too many people are.
I was concerned about this project, and I was very kind of conservative on my goals because I know that Vampire is not an easy sell to the OSR.
Yeah.
And so I've had enough appearances now where I've talked about it with people. I've shown stuff. I was on a live stream with a guy named Patty's Parlor. If you know who that is, God damn. Joe, what the fuck? So we did. He did a couple of neighborhoods, but we didn't go into as much depth as we did tonight when I was drawing on it. So people have seen like this is how you can make a neighborhood, and I've talked a lot about the game mechanics. Like one of the mechanics that people have really liked is in Vampire there's a humanity score, and it goes from 10 down to 1. Like, and that's an important thing. Like, it's a downward trajectory. Okay. And it reflects like you slipping away from being a human and being a monster. And I've liked the idea, but I've always felt like it was a unidirectional loss. Like players, think about how much people hate level drain. The players do not like a unidirectional loss over time. And so I made it into a doubled stat. So in ShadowCity, it goes from +3 to -7. So it's the same 10 points, but it's split over the 0. And if you get to -8, you become an NPC. You're lost to being like an animal monster. Okay.
Yeah.
The positive value is like a huge.
Yeah, I hear it over there.
It's like a helicopter flying over my house or some shit.
I thought it was out here. I thought it was me, but yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what that was. But so
the vampires are coming to get you for showing their secrets
to
the world, Greg.
So when you do a reaction check, you add your humanity as a positive modifier. So if it's +2, then you get a +2 reaction check, which is a fantastic bonus on a 2d6 reaction check. If it's negative, then you subtract. So it's a -2 penalty to reaction checks. But the opposite of your humanity is applied as a bonus to attack rolls. So if you're at +2 humanity, you're getting a -2 to all of your attacks because you're still like a person who doesn't want to kill another person. Like you have hesitancy. The person who's at -5 humanity is getting a +5 bonus on every attack roll, which is in a Shadowdark level of bonuses. Like holy fuck, like you're just killing it, especially when most people are not going to be wearing armor. Most NPCs are going to be at +1 or +2 armor. Like very little armor bonus. So you're going to be crushing it. But when you go up and talk to somebody, it's going to be like, hello. You're going to creep the shit out of anybody that you talk to. So the player has to then manage the humanity score. Like, I can't let it keep dropping. I can't keep doing things that are causing me to lose humanity points.
What's the most unique thing you did in this, Greg? Would you say that's the most like, wow, this is new, different, unique, special, awesome? What are you most proud of?
I still think that the expansion on Kelsey's randomization systems for making locations and making neighborhoods, because I've had people talk to me about using it to make like a Red Dead Redemption type Western game where you make like the way we generated the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
You can generate like fake states, like in Red Dead Redemption, like this state is kind of like Colorado and this state is kind of like Arizona and you could just be rolling dice, right, and it would create your landform. Maybe in your Wild West, it's the Wild East, and the west side of the country is where the people are. You could randomly make the country. You could use the points of interest system to create places out there, cities, towns, mining locate, any kind of thing you needed from the Wild West. And then you could build out any structure you needed using the node mapping system. So you could create any building you wanted. You could create any space you need.
41 bucks.
Yeah, and it's tempting, but as with anything in RPGs, ideas are cheap, and putting in the work to make a 250-page book is the barrier. So I like the idea. Do I want to put 3 months of my life into making it a reality? That's the thing.
Right.
So I try to go with the projects that I'm the most passionate about, and I'll admit I cannot control that aspect of my brain. So if I, like right now, I'm most passionate about writing this Islamic fantasy game that I've been working on, a setting for Shadowdark. And instead of just being Arabia, like in Al-Qadim, it's like the whole Islamic world is being represented in some way. And even like Indonesia, northern India, and Cordoba.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm passionate about, and that's what I'm working on. So somebody will be like, will you make a werewolf expansion for ShadowCity where you can play as a werewolf? And I'm like, maybe. I don't know. Like in a certain sense, I'm not in charge of those decisions.
Right.
Are you in charge of the fact that you like Lord of the Rings? Like that happened to you.
Yeah.
Like in a sense. So I go with wherever it is that when I had the idea for ShadowCity, when I was finishing up the GM companion, I had like nights where I had trouble sleeping because I would just lay in bed and I would think of all of these different things that are now in the game. But I just couldn't stop thinking about it. Like I wanted to go to bed. I had to get up in the morning and do shit.
Yeah.
But my brain was like, this is how it is.
What do you do when that happens? I start texting myself. I will lay in bed and just text.
I do write it down on my phone. Is a good thing to write it down on.
Yeah.
I can usually remember most of the things in the morning because I go over it like 100 times and I'm trying to go to bed.
Yeah.
But I do have ideas that'll hit me at like, right after I've laid down, and I'll just pick my phone back up and type it in.
The other night I had a little bit too much to smoke, and I'm laying on the couch watching this show, and I'm like, oh, that's a great fucking idea. And then I remembered the other two ideas that I had that I didn't write down, so I wrote those down. By the time I wrote those down, I forgot the first idea to implement that started me to do so I'm like, God damn it, I got 2 out of 3 though,
Right.
That's like that Seinfeld episode where he wrote down a joke in the middle of the night and he can't remember what it means. Like he's like, this doesn't make sense. He goes around like the whole episode and he's like showing people a piece of paper and he's like, is this funny to you? And they're like, no, that's not funny. That's what it is. Like the Greeks were right that there's
the muse.
There's an uncontrollable aspect of the muse that just makes you do things.
Yeah. You ever read the art of the War of Art?
No, I've read The Art of War though.
It's a good fucking book. The War and Art of the War of Art. It's a really hell of a book. It's the guy who wrote The Legend of Bagger Vance. He talks a lot about the muse and how it hits him. And every time before he sits down to write, he reads the old prayer to the muse from the Iliad or the Odyssey or whatever the hell it was that was actually in the book.
Oh, wow.
Translation. He'll read the muse, the prayer to the muse, and he'll sit there and then he'll just boom, out it comes. You know what I mean? That's his part of his ritual. I don't know how much is real or false, but I do believe that when you're on the jazz, as they used to say in the old A-Team show, you're on the jazz, you just feel like you're rolling. It's a nice feeling. It really is a nice feeling.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
The problem is when you've got like you've got 200 pages and you need 240.
Yeah, a little more jazz.
Not like that's not like arbitrary. Like there are sections that you just need and you don't have them. Yeah, the Muse didn't give you those sections.
Right.
The Muse only gave you the part that you've written so far. So you're like, oh shit, I gotta sit down and write a whole list of all these things that I'm not really that passionate about. But
yeah,
that's the price of getting your thing to market. That's why we don't have Blood Island, folks. Is because that last part is the part that he can't bring himself to do. He can't give us Blood Island.
I got 40 pages. It's already done. It's sitting there. I ran games with it. It's just sitting
that's
there.
just your house rules.
Yeah,
that's not the game. That's a house rules
game. I got a Wild West game called Laredo that I've written like 65 pages for, and it's just sitting on my hard drive.
Yeah.
That's just not finished. I mean,
this is kind of I could fuck with it, tinker with it, throw some bullshit art in there, AI art or whatever. I
can't even tell you guys how many adventures I have. On my one hard drive, I have a WIP folder, work in progress.
Yeah,
and I could honestly say there's probably about 200 half finished adventures in there of various states of, where I had some gas in it, and then I went back to it the next day and it just wasn't there.
Yeah.
Just wasn't there.
Maps too. I know you have a bunch of maps too. I do.
Yeah. I draw maps all the time and whatnot. But the hard part is it's not, you can do, because Ivy and I talk about, because she's very creative too, but we always talk about it's good when the muses comes, but you still got to sit your ass in the chair when you got nothing. You still got to do the work and still got, because Greg, I mean, to put out the content you have, it's good to have the ideas, but like you said, ideas are cheap.
Yeah. You write it down
without the hard work and getting it organized, because you do everything. I mean, you get the artwork together. You get the edit. You do all the editing too, don't you, Greg? Or do you have something?
There's been a couple times when I've had outside people look at it because, there's certain types of content that are less needing of editing than others. So, having a lot of sentences that are descriptive needs a lot more editing than like a table. You could have 80 pages of tables, and doing the editing on the tables is
called Nave 2, by the way. Yeah. That's all that is.
There's a shot towards Ben. He had to get one in here.
Wow.
When do you see my video tomorrow at 3:00? Tim watched part of it. Greg, I don't think you've seen it yet.
No, my dance card has been full lately, bro.
I was going to say he's done 40,000 videos. Live.
When we end this tonight, there's going to be like a euphoric, like end of project rush. Like, woo!
That's true. Flint does. He's always pumping out the zines. Flint. He's always doing something and running games for money and all that stuff. Flint's kicking it.
But I mean, the one thing I have to be because when I first heard you were going to do your first Kickstarter about vampires, I was just like, okay.
And that's what I mean. Like it's a hard.
But the thing is I take into account. I was like, normally I would be like, but it's like, well, Greg's doing it, so.
Yeah.
That when you take that into account, it's like, all right, let's see what Greg's going to do with it and how he's going to kind of bring a new look or a new way to deal with the vampire type of campaign. So, but yeah, when you first said you're going to do it on vampires, I'm thinking, oh, geez. Yeah.
Like,
that's going to be a tough sell. Well, yeah, but that's just me, and I was just thinking, but then I'm thinking, okay, well, it's going to be Greg. I didn't realize you were going to go on the, Jennifer Lawrence tour when she releases a movie and do all the talk shows. And
I feel there's also like, sometimes somebody will make a comment and you knew what they said, like you already knew, but like when they said it, it brought it to the front of your mind. Like, so for years, I've been of the position that you shouldn't trash anybody else, if you're a creator, if you spend time trashing other creators, that's going to end up badly for you.
Right. Absolutely.
Getting into fights with people online, not worth
Joe.
it. Getting all this stuff. I'm like, well, if you're rabble rousing, I guess it's worth it. But like, if you're trying to sell a product, you know, like when Jason Tondro comes out and says everybody back in the 80s was a misogynist,
right.
That's just shooting your own product in the head. Like, why would you do that? So I've had that position for a long time, but just within the past couple of days, a guy named Brad Uderstrom, he's been doing a solo play series on Terra Invictus, and he is almost
very cool.
He is almost to episode 50. I'm not kidding.
Holy shit!
Yeah, and
how many giant eagles?
Yeah, Brad. He has not run into a single giant eagle. Okay, not one.
He's not doing it
right. But he made a comment of like, you know, this is a testament to. He was like, he thought I'd only done like 3 or 4 appearances. He was like, holy crap! He saw the huge list of all the YouTube channels.
I didn't realize you did that many either, Greg. Yeah. I knew about some of them, but not all of those. No.
And he was like, you must have a lot of friends. Was kind of his react. Yeah, that was his first thought, and I was like, well, it's kind of like I'm reaping the benefit of networking and having a positive attitude and talking to people in a positive way. I'm no Kelsey Dion. She's got some kind of effervescent quality that I don't have. I'm not that friendly and nice to everybody.
She's got what's that one stat you got? You know, she's got a high version of that.
Yeah, if I've got a 13, she's rocking 18 on that stat, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I'm just happy that it's a positive stat for me. So yeah, but look at that. But I think, you know, this whole campaign has been kind of the fruits of 2 years now of being positive, talking to people, staying out of fights. You know, I remember when I first said I was going to go back on Twitter and I was going to make absolutely sure I didn't get into any political debates anymore. And I remember Tim saying, good luck with that. It's going to be hard, you know. And I'm like, yeah, it was very hard. You're
a rabid communist, right? I mean, that's the reason. I mean, obviously, you know.
Well, you know, I'm more of a absolute monarchist, really, you know. But you know, it's potato. But
yeah, close.
You know,
no, I think you've handled yourself amazing because I've seen you. You know, because. You know, I remember you before you were a little bit of a shit stirrer in the early days too. Yes. Just like Joe, you and Joe were shit stirrers.
I've been trying to avoid it lately, but I just dove into it.
What do you mean you've been diving lately?
Dove into it.
But the way you've been going about and handling yourself and just kind of being present and being encouraged. I mean, you're kind of, like I said, you're a little poster boy or ambassador for Shadowdark. It's kind of, you know,
he's the Pope of Shadowdark, really.
That's right, Pope. I forgot about that title. Yeah, the Pontiff.
Yes.
The Pontiff. Long time ago when I got that title.
Yeah,
those were dark times.
Yeah, but I think that's key. I mean, the work that you put into everything, because I mean, because you've done the work. Because a lot of people just put the work in, maybe have the idea and they think that's it. Well, then you got the guys who do not only the idea, but they'll put in the work with the book, but they won't go out and do the social networking.
Yeah.
And then you got the people, and then you've kind of, I mean, I don't know what more else you could do, Greg.
Yeah. I know.
You know, besides get on to, you know, start, you know, contacting, you know, the whole Critical Role crew and doing a sample play for them and have them, you know, role play for you. That's about the only next step.
Do that. I mean,
well, Joe, I'm gonna give you a video idea here. There's one of the guys that I did interview with is Table Runner Crispy. People just call him Crispy. I'm not sure where the name even comes from, but he he does reaction videos to people's live plays,
And
what he does is it's called unsolicited advice, and he'll wait for them to like make a mistake and like do something, and he'll go, wait, you should have said, this. So like here's an example, like if the player goes, does the guy know who the wizard really is? The correct answer is, are you asking him that? How are you getting that information? Like that you should be training your players to go, are you saying that out loud? Are you asking him directly? Do you know who the wizard is? Because just sitting back and going, does this guy have the weapon that we're looking for? Is this whatever? You're kind of passive aggressively getting the GM to
That's what Joe always tries to do, by the way. And that's why he gets pissed off at me when I won't answer him all the time.
What are you talking about?
So
I gotta try.
So he did this reaction video to a live play of Draw Steel, the Matt Colville's like $4.4 whatever $1 million Kickstarter, right? And it is the most horrific live play. It is so bad. Matt Colville is watching it, looking at his own phone, scrolling through his phone while it's going on. Like
really,
for like 20 to 30% of the time, he's on his phone.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I think if you went back and went to the original video and did your own, like Joe the Lawyer analyzes Matt Colville. Yeah.
I mean, like, I really don't have much problem shitting on people, honestly.
It is a horrible game. It is. The crosstalk is insane. Like it takes them 15 to 20 minutes per round of comp. Like just
really.
Yeah, and they're talking in metagame all the time. Right. And the thing that Crispy like went nuclear on was Matt Colville. At one point, he goes, "Well, my character wouldn't know this, but I know it, so I'm going to do this," and blah blah blah. And then, like within 5 minutes, 10 minutes after that, he goes, "Folks, we're trying to play it right here. We're not metagaming. We're not doing anything like that." It's like you just said 5 minutes ago, my character wouldn't know this, but I'm going to do it anyway.
I swear to God, there's so many people who were, and I'm just excluding us three. Leave out everybody we all know. There are so many YouTubers out there who are so much better than the ones who hit the algorithm right 4 or 5 years ago or something and have 150, 200, 300,000 followers. There are so many YouTubers with so much more knowledge, so much more personality, depth of just everything. Like a basic expert, right? You got 6,000 subs. He should have 60,000 subs for what he does on his channel. But it's like all these people, it's a hit or miss. It's an algorithmic hit. Once in a while, something bangs out, and then all of a sudden you explode.
Every big I don't think it's a hit or miss, Joe. I think what it is you know what the Man Show is, right?
Yeah, the old one. Yeah.
Okay. They had a skit on the Man Show, and it was called, I'm going to get the exact year wrong, but it was like 1870s guy.
Yeah. Okay?
And Adam Carolla would dress up in like a outfit from the 1800s, and it would be like he had just gotten here, and people were explaining shit to him.
Yeah.
Right? And there's a scene where the guy, he has a cell phone. The guy goes, "What's that?" And he goes, "Oh, this is a cell phone." And he's like, "How does it work?" And he's like, "Well, through this device, I have access to all the music that's ever been made by humanity, every piece of knowledge that humans have collected and written down. Mm-hmm. I have it all on my phone." And he goes, "Well, what are you looking at now?" And he goes, "Cat videos." So, I think it's such a perfect skit. Like it captures exactly the problem. Like just because there are people out there who are putting out fantastic, deep content does not mean that is what people are clicking on to watch. When I was 17, 19, something like that, my grandmother asked me what I wanted for my birthday one year. And she was one of the few people in my family who would like genuinely try to get the thing that I want. My parents would just pick whatever they thought I want or whatever. And she was like, well, what is it that you actually want? And at the time I was playing this game called Europa Universalis, which is like a strategy game on the computer, like on steroids. Like, it's crazy level of depth. It was one of the first games I'd ever played where it would take you like 20 hours just to learn the game. Like, I mean, like, just crazy level of complexity. Mm-hmm. And it was set from 1492, for obvious reasons, to 1815, which is the end of the Napoleonic Wars. So it was just the colonial age of exploration period. And I had been reading tons of stuff that was available on France and England and Spain and Portugal and Italy and all that stuff. And I was like, but I don't have a really good book on the Austrians, which is major player in European history, whatever. I'm like, I just don't have it. So if you can get me this book I found on like the history of the Habsburgs or something like that, that'd be great. And I remember my grandmother.
God, you were a nerd, weren't you, dude?
Yeah, she faithfully bought the book. Yeah. And when I opened up the present when we were at her house, and I was like, awesome, thank you. And my dad was like, did you want this book? You know, like, did you ask me? And I was like, yes, this is the book I wanted to read. And he was like, you know, brain exploded. But that's the thing, like, the things that we're interested in, the average person is not interested in.
I agree with that, but what I'm hitting on is, like, I've heard, you guys have seen, obviously, the Critical Drinker, Nerdrotic, the Geeks and Gamers guy, Jeremy.
Yeah, I get it.
Right, so, and you listen to them, and I've heard them tell their story over and over. They had a YouTube channel for 5, 8, 10 years, doing the same shit every single day, every day of the week. Same, nothing changes, you know. All of a sudden, one video goes nuts, right? Because it hit the algorithm. Like my video that hit about DMing, I got 20,000 views in a couple of weeks. It was like, why? There's no reason. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, it just boom. I got 800 new followers. You know, it's just as random things that sometimes happen that get people to a pedestal.
It might necessarily earn. That's what I'm saying. It might seem random to you, but there's some factor in it. Like, there's an element of the Critical Drinker in his comedy.
Yeah.
And the way that he delivers lines.
Yeah.
In the accent that he has, and all kinds of things that put together make it really great. Yeah, there's a lot of role-playing games where they're very, very similar role-playing games, but one of them is marketed in a slightly different way and the other one isn't, and the other one is successful. So I think little nuances can make a big difference. You know, being able to know what to say at the right moment. You know, what's the there's like some Chinese aphorism of like the word for like crisis is also the same word for opportunity or something like that, right? Like knowing when you have the opportunity is the key, and delivering on that. And it might have happened at a time that seems random even to the person that it's happening to.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that it's random. I think it's just there's so many factors at play that you can only make sense of a lot of this stuff in hindsight. Like why was Star Wars so much more successful than other competitive franchises in that same time period?
Yeah.
And at the time, the people in Hollywood wouldn't have even been able to say, like, this is going to succeed and that's not going to succeed. Like,
honestly, I mean, talk about muse, Greg. I think it has to do a lot about following the muse, no matter where the muse leads you.
That's right. Yeah.
Because you look at Bob Dylan, right? His best
horrible music. Yes, continue.
All music. Yeah, I mean, Dylan. I mean, just his first few years. I mean, he just blew the fuck up, and he was on interviews much later in life talking about that. I think it was like a 60 Minutes, Ed Stossel, whoever the fuck did it in the 80s, you know. And he's like, you know, he says, I don't know what the hell, where it came from. I don't know what it was all about. He goes, I couldn't do it today. I don't know how I did it then, but I do know I can't do it today. You know, and it just came to me. You know, so I think that's it. You follow your muse. You know, follow what makes you happy.
I think it's Harrison Ford, but I can't remember. Someone was saying like people in Hollywood should stop encouraging other people to just follow their dreams and come to LA or whatever, because the advice that they give, the celebrity doesn't even know why they were successful at the moment they were. Like, they don't know. It's
Right.
like the advice, the honest advice would be me and come here. You know, like they don't know why they were successful. So they tell somebody to come to LA, and then that person ends up being a barista for their whole life. You know, like it's terrible advice. The same kind of thing. Like, I think people, a lot of times, even very successful people, they're not stupid. Even, like, it's not like I'm saying like they're dumb. They just don't have the information necessary to figure out why they were successful. I mean, there's no way that you could go back in time to whatever year Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure came out and predict that movie is going to become a cult classic.
Right.
And millions of people are going to love this movie, and it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be referenced in other movies. Yeah. It's going to do all that. Like, that, it's crazy. Like, no one could have known. And the reason why Hollywood stuff sucks ass now is because they don't just throw $10 million at a bunch of random ideas. They want to put $400 million in what they are is a sure thing that they're going to nail. And then when that thing fails, when they lose $20 billion in a year, they're like, well, what happened? Well, you started betting huge sums in roulette instead of betting small sums in blackjack. Like that's what happened. You guys are fucking dumb.
I think back in the old days too, Greg, you had studio heads who had they had a gut instinct as well as a finger on the pulse of society, but they had a tremendous gut instinct as to what would be successful and not. The people who greenlit Star Wars, for example, you know, stuff like that, they would just say go for it because they had like, I think, let's give it a shot, right? But nowadays it's spreadsheeted to death and it's marketed to death, and they have to do all the research before they say yes or no, and it's got to look like something. It has to be this plus this and a little bit of that, so that the fucking morons making decisions have to they need a point of reference. Whereas I think, honestly, if I'm just doing these YouTube videos out there, if I'm having a good time hanging out with you guys, or I'm making fun of Ben, or I'm talking about my game, where the fuck it is I'm doing, as long as I'm following whatever instinct, my muse at the moment, or I'm having a good time, I'm doing it. If I never hit big, at least I had fun along the way. Whereas if I force myself to do something I don't want to fucking do, to try to hit the algorithm just right, then I wasted my fucking time and I still didn't get it. At least if I do what I want to do, when and how I want to do it, I'm having fun along the way. If I make something, I make something, right? I mean, that's kind of where I'm at.
And to bring up Adam Carolla again, he's one of my favorite people. He has a kind of maxim about, like, we keep telling kids to try to be happy. We keep trying to make people happy. And that is a fool's errand. And the thing that we should be trying to make people feel is satisfied. So if you shoot up a bunch of drugs and bang a bunch of hookers, you'll be happy for a short period of time. But you won't be satisfied looking back at that experience in 10 years. You'll be like, man, I was really fucked up back then. You know, if you spent that same time building a shed, every time you look at the shed, you're like, yeah, I made that shed. So as hot and tired and pain in the ass that you had to go through to build the shed, there's satisfaction in having built the shed. And it's very satisfying to me to look up on the shelf and see that I have a bunch of books that I've like physically. I've made this thing a reality, and I've kind of been against this in the past, and for a variety of reasons. But I do think that I'm going to try to run some Shadow City games at North Texas. And run them as one shots and see, get to see that. And I think the reason why I'm doing it is not, I know a lot of people who've said that they do convention games for fun or for play testing or for a variety of reasons. None of those reasons speak to me at all. I mean, I like fun, but I'd rather have fun someone else GMing. the thing that speaks to me is the satisfaction of seeing other people enjoy the game that I've written.
Yeah.
Right? That's what it's way more important to me than the fun that I had. It might be a very stressful and difficult experience for me, like running my first con game, not knowing what to do, over prepping, all the anxiety about it, all that kind of shit. But the satisfaction of seeing things, I just read Erudite's comment, seeing the satisfaction of seeing people happy with your game. Yeah, you can definitely get satisfied at Joe's Pleasure Palace. That's kind
that
of
hand back there is not just for
oh god. So like that's why I run it, to be able to get that feeling. That would be the goal for me.
Cool.
And I know for years I haven't really seen it in that light, but I do think that with 400 backers at the Kickstarter level,
403.
Yeah. That means it's very, very close from being a gold type title, which is Shadow Rim is gold, and it took a long time to get there, and this has been 1 month.
Yeah.
To get that many sales. So
you did it well, man. You did it very well.
So I'm happy with that, but I'm hoping that there will be a secondary wave as the first people start playing it and they're like, this is really great, and they start telling other people and they order more copy. They go on and pay the higher drive-through price after the Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm. So if you want it now, guys, back it now. You get a cheaper price if you want it now. Their link is in the chat. It's in the description. Back it now. Buy it cheap.
So there's just, I think, a great feeling to have somebody really like and appreciate your work.
Yeah.
And that's why people, like guys write zines, or is it zine? I never know.
You hurt me there, Greg. You hurt me.
Drow or Dro? Which one is it now?
It's clearly Dro and zine.
It's Drow and
it's Dro.
It's Drow and zine, I think.
Oh God, no.
Well, I did learn. This is just, I guess, something I never heard, that there is an ancient word for dark giants that's Trow, Trow. Have you ever heard of this? And
no.
So I think it's like a Nordic term, or something. It's Germanic, something like that, for like dark gray evil giants kind of thing.
Yeah, I've heard that one. Yeah, for the
and I learned it because I looked it up after I saw it in it's in Gods of the Forbidden North.
Oh,
and so I looked. I was like, "What is a trow? I don't know what this is." So I started looking it up. But there's certain conventions that are actually historically based. So there is a correct way to make it. But a lot of these things is just something somebody made, a made up word that somebody wrote on a page, and who knows how to really pronounce.
I have my handy dandy Standard Dictionary, Folklore, Mythology, and Legend here. I'm going to look that shit up. Oh my God, I need my glasses.
Yeah, man, get your glasses.
That's the kind of book owned by a guy who needs reading glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at him.
I need my glasses. TROW?
Yeah.
That's my glasses.
All right, let's see.
So I'm guessing, like, the reason why I brought it up is, like, if whatever the correct pronunciation is of that, should kind of enlighten how you're supposed to pronounce drow or dro.
Oh, yeah.
If it's pronounced tro, then it should be dro. If it's the opposite, I don't know.
We'll never know. It's not in the book. So much for that.
If only we had Google.
AI could tell us, I'm sure.
That's right. I hate that it gives you all these AI results before the actual.
Oh, I know. I do.
Yeah, I know. That
drives me nuts.
Anywho, folks, it is 11 o'clock almost. We've been going for almost 3 fucking hours. I figured we'd be here for 2, but little did I know. Anyway, I should have known, actually.
I found it. It's from the Shetland Islands. I knew it was far north. And it says it's pronounced OU as in mouth, So it would be let's see if I can get it to say it.
Trow then.
Trow. Yeah. Rhymes with how.
Yeah, well, Shetlanders, their English sucks. Those Shetland Islands. So
yeah, but the alternate spellings include.
Yeah, he's agreeing with you though, Joe. With how you pronounce
it's Old English.
I like Dro.
Yeah, so
you like Dro. Oh, okay.
The alternate spelling is TROWE, and then Drow or Dro, and then DTROW. So I think it's Tro.
I wonder if Dro is in the book. Drow. I wonder if that's in the book in some weird way.
Making an appearance.
Yeah. Yeah,
late time for bacon. That'll be good. That'll be a tasty midnight snack.
It's never, it's a better bacon is always good. I mean, shit.
It's hard to argue that one.
Wrong.
Yeah.
No, there's no Dro in here either.
In the words of the great Jim Gaffigan, what do you do when something tastes bad? You put bacon on it. Bippity boppity bacon.
I look at cranberries as the vegetarian's bacon too. You know, you could throw cranberries in any salad or any kind of. It looks a little bit better. You know, cranberries like the vegetarian.
Cranberries are good. Yeah.
You know,
have you ever heard of these? I think it's called something breaks. It's in the aisle with like Lunchables and bacon and deli meat, whatever, in the grocery store, and it's like a little plastic container, and it has like my favorite one. It has like dried cranberries, and then like a dry cheese, like a white cheddar cheese, and then like a peanut or some kind of salty thing. So you can pick up like a little handful of like dried cranberry, like white cheddar, and like peanut. That's like a great little.
I was gonna say that does sound kind of good. Yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
Is the cheese nut cheese though, or is it regular?
Not nut cheese.
You can't pick up nut cheese. Nut cheese, you got a spoon.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's not a block.
All right.
It's a blob.
I was so hoping a couple of years ago when he came up to stay here for the ShireCon that you would bring nut cheese. I didn't want to ask, and I want to put Ivy out, but I wanted to know what the fuck nut cheese tasted like. Damn it!
Sometimes I wonder if viewers know where the nut cheese jokes are coming from.
Probably like, not.
What is going on with the nut cheese? They don't know about your secret passion for nut cheese, Tim.
Yes.
Tim's wife Ivy likes to make nut cheese. So it's a food.
She hasn't made it in a long time though.
Really?
Not really. Yeah, not for a long time. But I'll tell you what, it's pretty fucking good. So
all right,
no complaints. Right. I'm a guy who and I eat real cheese too. So
okay. You're saying that because she's right there listening, or she actually is?
No. It's good. I mean, it's very obvious that it's like a vegetarian cheese. I mean, there's no doubt you're not going to confuse it. With anything, but it's still pretty freaking good.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
And then she puts a little jalapeno in there too, so it gets a little kick.
Oh man, yeah.
Hide the flavor. I got you.
Well, if your tongue is burning so much you can't taste it,
right.
It's a fucking.
It more gives you like the sweats. You just and all of a sudden you get that. Then you start getting sweaty, and I'm like, ooh. Now I'm a wuss when it comes to hot stuff. Anyway, so.
There's a very strong correlation between cultures that put excessive spice in their food and locations where meat goes rancid very quickly.
Without a doubt.
There's not a lot of Himalayan spices. There's not a lot of far northern. What are you going to get in England? Mint in your meat,
right?
Stuff like that. Yeah, they just don't. Even when it's available, like English people have had access to peppers for 500 years now, almost. Like they could have added peppers. They could have done it, but they're like, no, we don't do that. But if your meat's going rancid in a day, you need to put some pepper in it.
There you go. Yeah.
On that note, I got to get to bed because it's my brother's kids' first day of school tomorrow, and I'm going to get up early and taunt them. on their way out. So
it's always good to live vicariously.
What's
the
that?
best part about sending someone else's kid off to school is you don't have to be there when they do their homework and shit when they get back.
Oh, I just get to make fun of them because they're all going to be miserable because they have to go to school. So I'm going to get there early and make fun of them and and then they're going to go to school. And that's my job as an uncle to do such things. You know what I mean? So it all works out.
There you go.
All right, guys. So thank you for watching. We're up to $9,741, 403 backers, 17 hours to go, and I think you're going to get the 10 grand, Greg. I really do, man. I
hope so. There is the secret part of me that doesn't want to have to deal with sending out all those coupons. So if we got all the way up to 980 or something, that
is that automated? Do you just like generate 403 coupons and then you just
but you're gonna have
it into a spreadsheet?
You have to make all those emails and shit. You know, like
you
should be able to get a list from paste and copy a list out of.
You can, but that's still gonna be I mean, that's
what I did for mine. I didn't take too long.
I'm not managing my email list with a spreadsheet and shit. I'm gonna have to. This is the first time, but
right.
Just consult with Rob AI, Greg. I mean, that's all.
There you go.
And then deal with all the wrong emails that were sent out by Rob AI. That's not what I want to do.
You received 100 messages today in Restream. 76 of them from Erudite.
I know, he was killing it.
Man.
Yeah. It's funny. I had my lowest viewership of any live stream video ever that I could possibly remember. And I think it's because you've done 21 of these already, Greg. You know what I mean?
I don't think you did. I don't think you did a lot of advertising for this one either, did you?
You're competing with several other Wednesday 8 o'clock is a tough spot.
Is it?
Yeah, there's a bunch of others.
Yeah, because Eric was doing his live, his critical. What is it called? I don't know. The one I think he does is Wednesday night. The one he does with Dawn or is it the one he does with Jim and Mike? I think it's Jim and Bad Mike.
On Wednesdays.
Like I think Diversity and Dragons is tonight at 8. Some other like big streams because when I went on Twitter to make the post that I was like, "Come on in, we're making the city right now."
Yeah.
There were like 8 or 10 live stream out of all the people that I follow on X. So I mean, like it was a busy night. Yeah.
Who does Thursdays? Does anybody do a Thursday night live stream? Do you know? Is that a popular night?
Black Lodge 9:30.
Black Lodge.
I'm sure there's somebody at 8.
Yeah.
But I only have a few that are like kind of must see every week.
Right.
I don't watch too many live D&D streams at all, really, honestly. It's weird. Maybe because I do them, I don't want to watch them. It's just, it's I don't know.
I'll catch like pieces of if I see somebody on there, I'll go on, check them out for a little while or whatever. But not I can't do the whole thing. But if it does look interesting, I'll go back and like kind of watch it, like maybe 10, 15 minutes of it, come back to it, watch another, kind of pick up on it. Yeah. I had to do that with all your fucking interviews, Joe.
Oh, yeah. No, that makes
your 16-hour interviews. I had to pace myself. Yeah. I got through them, though. I think I got through all of them. I think so.
That is true friendship right there.
It is impressive. I know.
I have not watched all of them, Joe. I will come.
No worries. No worries, man. I mean, I haven't gone back and watched them, except yours, Greg, because I pieced it out with 10 different sections. I have yet to piece out the other 4 or 5 that I did into multiple sections and drop them, but that's just content waiting to happen. But Matt Finch is, once he gets his move all done, we've lined that up already.
That's right. Yeah, you're waiting on Matt to get moved. Yeah.
So yeah. So everybody go back. Talking too much. Go back, Craig's Kickstarter. The link is in the description. 9741, 403 backers. Get him to 10,000 in 16 hours, and it'd be awesome. But because I got to go piss.
Make him send out all those coupons.
Yeah, make him send the coupons. Yes.
Make him miserable.
Make Greg miserable. Get him to 10,000.
That's right.
Oh God. Well, thanks very much for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks, Tim and Greg, for coming on here.
Thanks for having me. I'm gonna be posting I'm going to be posting this beautiful map
Nice.
of Joe's Pleasure Palace.
Please do.
There you go.
And putting it up as an ad for 10 in the morning is a good time to share stuff in the role-playing game community.
Is it?
So I'm going to post this tomorrow at like 10 a.m. and be like, if you missed my live stream with Joe last night, check this out.
Here's a sample of what happened.
We drew out Joe's Pleasure Palace in Shadow City and detailed the nefarious Tong that lives there. It'll be good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Good deal, guys. Well, thanks very much, and we will talk to you all next time. All right.
Good night, everybody.
Watch my video tomorrow at 3:00. You'll love it.
Yes.